ZETA, come out and play. ZETA, come out and play. Come out and play. Come out to play. We finna get lit. Come out and play. I'll probably say yes. And it's kind of sad because of the amount of people that I've gone up against. But yeah, what's the topic? Relatively simple. I think we should just go over like his claim with Janemba being the strongest Z villain. I think that's what he says. It's either like Janemba being the strongest Z villain or like him being the strongest movie villain. Either way, I'll defend or like I'll go against those claims. It doesn't really matter to me. My dog been biting me like all week. Y'all get Zeta in here, man. Come on. Let's get it. Let's get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. I gotta open up my cord real quick. It's not the worst thing I've heard at all. I just don't agree with it. And we've already went over the Superman stuff, and then we had a debate on Kefla and Vegito on TikTok Live. So we kind of burnt all the topics out. I could put my tier list up on like the screen, and like he can just pick the topics that he doesn't agree with. But yeah, not the worst I heard. Some guy named Vonky said he beats Zeno and Beerus. I'm assuming it's because of Zeta's scaling, and that's probably just like him misinterpreting it. Vonky's never really been one for actually paying attention to what he reads or consumes. So we went in con. I took what I take. I took Kefla. Honestly, we could take that debate now, and like I think the scales will probably change, but I feel like Janemba is the better debate, so I'll go for that. Or we could just end up doing both. I really don't give a shit. Where is Zeta? Come on. Who do you think Janemba beats out of the villains? I'm not debating on something that we already like made back and forth videos on. It's just no purpose. Um, who do you think beats Janemba out of the villains? Harudagarn slams. I'm sorry, like Harudagarn bodies. And if we're talking like Z villains, I think Buhan wins. I think honestly, I think Boo-Tanks wins. I think Buhan wins. I think Kid Buu wins. Um, if Buff Boo is like one of those forms that you factor in, I think he's in there. Like all of these characters are stated to be the strongest that Goku's ever fought, right? And this is like again, I can prove that the Dragon Ball Z movies are made to be in line with the anime. So again, at like the around the time of Fusion Reborn's release, that was during like Fat Boo turning into Super Boo. And so Goku's already felt Janemba's power. So if he gets into the fight with Kid Buu and he says like you're stronger than anything I've ever faced, then like I don't really see like I don't see how Janemba could be stated stronger. I mean, maybe you could argue like some feet thing, like you can say like, oh yeah, he has higher feats, but even then, like the one higher feat I've heard from Janemba is like Shin Budokai, and the canonicity of that is like heavily questionable. So I don't know. Let me calm down. I don't want to play my hand too early. I don't want to play my hand too early. Let me chill. Let me chill. Let me chill. Let me chill. Let me send Zay to the live because he's on Discord. So let me see. In an outer versal debate, watch the videos. Yeah, this is what Zeta sent me last night while I was out. If y'all want to hear it. Historic. Historic. Stop hiding from me. I'm out. Come out and play, man. Let's debate, bro. Let's debate Superman, man. Let's debate, bro. Stop hiding from me, kid. Well, I mean, I guess he wants to debate Superman. I guess we can run that then. I'll just pick up where I left off. So, like, I guess, like, technically you get wait, pause. Formal judges appear at any point in time. Like, you could have a formal judge overlook both those videos and be like, oh shit, there you go. Like, this is what happens. Or like this is who won. I don't think formal judges are like dependent on like uh in the moment debates, but that's fine. Um I don't even think we need formal judges for this. I feel like that idea is just relying on somebody else to bail you out argumentatively. Like I think it's weird. Crazy how I knew this back and forth on Outer Superman would happen. I recall this happening with Drip Sauce about the Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan 4. Well, yeah. You should have known that was gonna happen, like bound. It was bound to happen. Uh but yeah, it was bound to happen. Those two sides of like the Dragon Ball com are toxic in another like, in another own right. So but not saying that. Well, actually, I am gonna say that back and forth spiraled into something that shouldn't have been. It went from Dragon Ball debates to now we're gonna have a bad person contest and see who's worse. like I don't know, but hopefully we can get something going, bro. I'm trying to run this, bro. Nah, nope, not at all. And now I'm hearing something about like King Omega Superman, so I guess I'll give a look over onto that. But even then, there's a scan that outright contradicts like the idea of time and space being conceptually below them. Just outright wrong. Like I said, like low complex or complex multi, like maybe like right in that frame. Um, MFTO plus to a measurable speed. Like I think a measurable is definitely like an outlier. Um, Superman is more consistently, even in current comics in like current day and age, is more consistently scaled at like and like even stated by people to be like famed at being above faster than light. Like that's it to me. So if Superman was really like faster than time itself or the concept of time itself, you don't think like these six-dimensional imps would know this or like mention it? I get that's an argument from silence, but I'm saying like even then, like it's still just you gotta logically think about that. Like But yeah, like this six-dimensional imp, quite literally. Yeah, we gotta address that too because from the one video I saw, wasn't it like he using like an English dub super anime clip as like backing for why Otherworld doesn't have time? If I remember that correctly. Yeah. Yeah, I remember going back and looking at the sub and trying to see it what it was saying myself. Yep. Because unlike DC, there aren't 50 million statements of finite time being present and passing in the other world. You know? You know? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but I don't typically do like whataboutism in my arguments. I just don't do that. Like, cause to me, it doesn't really defeat the proposition being thrown at me. It just like shucks off my point to it. Like it shucks off my ability to respond to like another point that just is not relevant. Um Superman or Archie Sonic? Superman. Um, if you go back into the super exciting guide and look at the Super Saiyan multiplier, Super Saiyan has a duration due to the abnormal power. I'm pretty sure the first time they use it like the unmastered state, Super Saiyan grade 1 is stated to have a time limit. And it also puts like a massive strain on the heart of the user, which is why like when Goku used it and was fighting against 19, he got like even worse. I don't think Ichigo reaches into like fifth dimensional tiers comfortably. I don't think that's like a thing. But I'm open to being convinced. If I hear something about that Aizen statement one more time, I'm gonna lose my mind. I come on, like no. Have you dug deeper into any other verse recently in any way? Got a high school, and I'm currently now looking into the Fate verse. But I also want to break out of the Fate verse and start looking at like characters like Hajun and like things like that. Because I'm hearing things like, oh yeah, they're outer versal, and I've been hearing that for years. So I kind of want to get into what they're talking about and see what they got. Um, Featherine is for sure finna get this work. I'm gonna figure that out. What do you think about Shibai being 5D? No comment. I'm gonna withhold my stance on that until I do more research. That actually might be a future video. The guidebook state that Super Saiyan is an infinite or Super Saiyan 3 is an infinite multiplier. Also, I heard that it states that all Super Saiyan forms are beyond mass. So is this true? Um, there is a statement that like after like Namek, uh, like the Super Saiyan forms and things like that nature, they bring the power of the users up so much so to where like math is just like not reliable to calc them anymore. So what about God of High School did I learn from Origin? Like martial arts for real? He's as good as people say he is, but I don't think that he's best in Goku is like as quickly as everyone else is like trying to make it seem. I don't think like he's so crazy in like in martial arts to where Goku's just like on this level that he can't touch. I don't agree with that. What do you think about some SCP fans saying that random SCPs are layered in a higher outer or layers in a boundless somehow? I don't think that like the term boundless is applied or like applicable to any character ever. Like, I don't think it's something that like it should like that should be applied. It's just not like reason being is because that would put you beyond every qualitative transcendence in the tiering system, all of them. And so at that point, you're not just like there's no fiction to ever show that. Like no fiction to ever show complete transcendence beyond all qualitative layers, all layers of existence, all of that. Like tier 0, I feel like is the people who sit at, I feel like high outer should be like the max tier. High outer should be the highest tier. Like realistically, either that or it should be like just outer versal and everyone should be able to like just, fall in line in that tier. Like it should be like outer versal and then like everyone who's in that tier can like get ranked based on what they can do. Like if someone can blow up an outer versal construct or an outer versal realm, that's cool. But if another character can blow up 5, that would put them on a higher tier of outer versal. You feel me? Like I don't think that would put them on high outer definitively, but like that's my little TED talk on that. Where the boy at, man? Come on. It is a Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon. Yeah, most people I hear say like things like outer versal, or boundless or stuff like that. Multiple layers in a boundless. They're holding on to like that old 2022, 23 style of power scaling when like everyone was trying to get their opinions in and no one knew what they were talking about. Like, yeah, I think that'd be the best way to put it. Are we boundless? In retrospect to fiction, I would say yes. I would say so. There are ways to get CC Goku canon to super using some statements from the anime makers. Also, a battle hour that is not good. I'm sorry. I have seen I've seen Drip Sauce's stuff. Matter of fact, do y'all want to react to Drip Sauce's video? Like his canon video? I haven't seen it like in full in a long time, but I'm pretty sure ZETA debunked it, but I don't know. We'll probably like make that a reaction vid sooner rather than later. But yeah, nah, I think there's like some statements about it being a continuation, but that just presupposes that continuation is like inherently something that is like directly sequential to the previous work, which is just not the case. Like there can be continuations of works that don't necessarily like that aren't direct sequels. You feel me? I have not seen. He has a second channel. Well, link me his second channel. I haven't seen. I didn't even know it existed. What the heck, bro? Never told me about that. Oh, Drip Sauce's second channel. I was like, wait, what? Okay. Zeta debunked his old canonicity video while the new one is on his second channel. Okay. So Zeta debunked the old one, and then Drip Sauce made a new one that Zeta hasn't responded to. Okay. The Battle Hour scan says Goku from the Super Anime crosses over with Xeno Goku, but my question is, why is that like inherently like Super Goku directly from the anime, like like sequentially falling in line with that continuity? Like my point being here that this could just be an alternate Goku under the IP of Dragon Ball Super, following along the Dragon Ball Super IP, but he's still an alternate Goku from the events that we see in the anime. Like, how do I explain it? I think that's the best way to explain it. Like, he's just an alternate Super Goku. Like, thoughts on Drip Sauce as a person? The things I've heard about him. I'm gonna talk about what I've heard. I'm not gonna say what I know is true. Um, Based on what I've heard, bro needs help. Like, that's just purely off of what I'm hearing about, bro. Now there could be like some existential stuff that you know that might explain some of the things that I've heard or might debunk some of the things I've heard. I would have to hear them myself, but just on the things I've heard, those things are deplorable, and I would never associate with somebody who's done those things. Now, again, that is me saying who has done those things. I don't know if he's done them or not, but if he has, yeah, we're gonna need to have a chat, buddy. And by by we, I mean me and the authorities, but no. What are the high tier Dragon Ball scalers in the power scaling community? Um, uh, that's not the question for me, if that makes sense. I'm not really in the because I can tell you the low tiers. I can tell you the people who don't really deserve to have a spot, but um, most people I've seen that debate Dragon Ball, like they're I don't. I'm not really in that sphere anymore of like the Discord power scaling com. I'm not really there no more. Who are the low tiers? Logical J is in there, 1000%. Logical J has to be in there somehow. Uh, Ramsey and Soul Tamer, they're two power scalers, and they consider themselves to be Dragon Ball fans, so I'll throw them in the mix. Um, King and Queen Lion, whenever he decides to talk about Dragon Ball garbage, um, yo, I'll say it, Steezy, you hide behind like these linguistic terms, but you don't know how to argue. Like that's my problem. Like you don't have enough knowledge to argue about what you're arguing about. So like your substance in argument is just like it's shoddy. Like you may know like the actual structure. You may know like the propositional structure, and that's fine. I don't doubt that. But like your application of that to Dragon Ball knowledge and like how you debate Dragon Ball knowledge, Jesus. Like I don't know, bro. Like come on. Um I gotta hear Clorox and Exility debate. I've never heard them like go back and forth. I never heard any of them go back and forth. I've never heard Tron go back and forth. I'm so like again, I live under a rock with this stuff. Like I'm in my own world, so I don't really know. But there's a few other people I can name like that. I just don't really rock with in terms of like power scaling wise. But like I've already beaten them. So like like people I'm about to name. Like for example, like I've already beaten Tom the dog. I've already beaten him. Like I don't even not even in my radar anymore. I've already beaten that man. Um Honestly, like I've just been running the mill. If y'all know who Bean is on TikTok, I've beaten him. Like B2A, just religious belt. Just like man. So like these TikTokers that are wanting to pop up now and give their assessments. I want to focus my attention on them too, because they need to get slaughtered. Tron says time is not the fourth dimension these days. Or Tom, oh my bad. Tom says time is not the fourth dimension these days. Yeah, I'm not even about to. You got predictions for the death battle for Metal Sonic versus Death Battle? What did I just say? What did I just say? Hold on. Hey dude, you got predictions for Metal Sonic versus Cell Death Battle tomorrow? I would like to hear your thoughts. Metal Sonic is gonna win. Mostly because Death Battle does not know how to power scale. They give into like what's the popular opinion in their comment section, and then like they try to like make an animation based off that. That's it. It's been that way for years. Like they rarely go against the grain, and like the only time they'll do that is when they put random characters that nobody cares about in the fray. Like for example, like I'll give y'all a good example. If we just pull up the Death Battle YouTube page, you'll get a good example. Like yeah, I'm just not gonna say them out loud. You'll see them as they come. Didn't I get kicked off of Boo Saga live on TikTok? Yes, I have. I also got kicked off of another live on TikTok, but this one was different. It was someone saying that like Kaba beats like DBZ beers or something like that. And like the entire point is like presupposing the idea. Oh, it does drop tomorrow at like 8 in the morning. Word or 10. Okay, and 10. All right, so tomorrow either I'll go live and debunk it or I'll probably just like watch it and then debunk it myself. But yeah, because by the way, they mentioned like with Dead Battle, aren't they doing like a comp sell? Like, aren't they mentioning like anime stuff, manga stuff? If it's manga, you can push and say like Metal Sonic may win because he scales to Sonic and Sonic at the most scales to low multi. In my opinion, I don't think he's 5D. But if they're doing comp Dragon Ball and they want to factor in the anime, I have Cell at 6D. Like, so like via and again, I've heard so many arguments about Garlic Jr.'s dead zone not being used to scale. It's not good. That's another argument we could probably get into, Zeta, if you want to. But yeah, not like first things first, the only reason why Garlic Jr. was ever able to be trapped in his own dead zone was because he got weakened and crippled and decrepit, right? Like he became an old withered man while in the dead zone. Like I and then as he got closer to his home planet, he got re-imbued with power and then he broke himself out. literally as like the opening part of the anime saga. So like I don't know what we're talking about there. And then in the anime filler like in the anime filler arc, um Gohan beat Garlic Jr. by destroying his planet and stopping him from being able to draw on that energy. So he goes back into an old man. Like and like he gets knocked back into the dead zone and then is like destroyed. Or not destroyed, like he goes back and is like sealed again. So didn't the guidebook state that he created it with heightened key? Yes. However, Koyama makes a statement on Twitter saying like he doesn't create the entirety of it. He just like creates the entry point, like an entry point to where like it can start like sucking in the entire universe. Um, Now with my opinion on that is like okay, I think containment matters. In space, if space is like so expansive to the point where like you can't override it. So like if there's an okay, y'all realize in set theory there's an infinite layer between dimensions and like those dimensional gaps, right? The Dragon Ball universe is infinite on a 3D scale. Well, depending on how you look at it, right? Bare minimum, it is infinite on a 3D scale. Okay. Now we know that again, the Garlic Jr. dead zone is stated to be a hyperspace, a space of more than 3 dimensions, right? So that'd be a 4D space. This 4D space is now opened up and is supposed to be sucking up the entirety of the Dragon Ball universe. That is exactly what Garlic Jr. wants. And does that happen? No. At bare minimum, there are like some trees being sucked into it. There might be like some some buildings, and then it starts getting like bigger and bigger and bigger as time starts passing, right? But even then, we know that this 4D space can relatively be contained within this infinite 3D manifold. Now, that logically does not hold unless the containment factor of the Dragon Ball Z universe is of fourth dimensional quantities or higher. That is just what I'm saying. Okay. So we factor that in, and then we move on with the idea that there's also the dimension of time, right? So we have length, width, depth, the fourth dimension of space because of like its ability to withstand that of the dead zone, right? And then the one dimension of time. That's making it a 5D space. Yippee. That was way more like wordy than it was supposed to be. Do you think Sonic's cosmology having transfinite mathematics scale it higher? What's like the syllogism for it? What's like the backing for it? Am I supposed to just like hear that phrase and go like oh Jesus? Stated thing like it stated like uh transfinite numbers. Wait, ain't that just numbers that are like greater than like finite numbers? Like then all finite numbers and like are used to like quantify like they're used to like to label infinites, like infinite sets, right? Which that's not crazy. My problem is like as a concept, that's fine. Why does that mean like it why does that mean it scales anywhere high, firstly? And secondly, most importantly, like why does like it being viewed or mentioned as a concept like factor into any type of like ontological truth? Do you think the Sonic X Godzilla IDW comics will upscale Sonic or not? Uh Knowing how these comics get down, probably so. And knowing how these power scalers get down, most definitely. Zeta, what are you doing? Like, hold on. I've been here entertaining the masses for 30 minutes, gang, by myself. Pretty good, mate. Pretty good. Me too. I'm just wondering when my opponent will get here. Uh, we'll figure that out when he gets here, if he gets here. Also, for some reason, I can't tag him in like I can't tag him in like in YouTube videos or anything like that. I can tag some people, but you know, he's just one of those people I can't tag. I don't know why. I said it. I said in the video that I posted that day that I wasn't going to be debating that day. Like I said that. I said I'll be debating like this weekend, but I won't be debating that day because I was doing something. Yeah, it's stated outright multiple times. But yeah, nah, definitely wasn't ducking, bro. I was literally just chilling. All right, so my work shoes are on the way. They're being shipped out right now. Um, I just realized that like my job is probably finna give me like company shirts, so I just probably bought shirts for no reason. But even then, it's good to have backups. A universe is always intrinsically like it's always intrinsically 4D. Like spatially, it's 3D, but when you factor in the temporal dimension, like it's always going to scale to a 4D space time manifold, which is still 4D in nature. Like so, destroying the totality of it would scale you to 4D. Like, however, destroying all things in the universe, like destroying all celestial bodies, things of that nature, like all of that would just get you to maybe like high uni at most. Just because you're able to like demonstrate that much energy on like on that high enough scale. But if you're not affecting like the actual dimensions of space and time, 3D spaces like of length, width, and depth, and then time, like I don't, I don't see how you're outer. I mean, not outer. I don't see how you're uni or uni plus. Did you see what official Red X posted? Um, no. Let's see. Um, can someone like link me his channel? Is he in a beef with like with the comic curator? Let me see. I'm looking for channels. Yeah, I can't find. Oh, there it is. Red edits. Okay. Why do people not name themselves what they name their channels? All right, there we go. Uh, all right, got it. Holy fuck. There's yup. Um, let's I'm gonna put this on the screen for y'all just so y'all can see what I see. Uh, all right, let's do it. Pick one. Genuinely stop using these scans. The universe part is just straight up made up. No, no. Uh, you just type the question. All right. The universe part is just straight up made up. The galaxy part is bad or is translated badly. Second pick is the actual text from the Daizenshu. And then third and fourth pick, galaxy part is from the Chozenshu. Okay, so okay. All right, let's get back to it. Was that it? Is there anything else? Oh no, second pick. Okay. This is Chozenshu and Daizenshu mix of the both. Cool. Cool. Daizenshu 4. That's fine. Infinitely numerous galaxies existing throughout the universe. How did he debunk anything here? He just stop using these scans. Okay. I guess he's not trying to like defeat the point of like. Oh, okay. I guess he's saying like, okay, he's saying like, don't use these scans. There's better ways to get to like to universal. Like there's better translations. Okay, cool. I'm not really tripping off that. That's fine. That's fine. Do they have to prove why their translation has any higher value than the ones we use? Yes. Otherwise, y'all just be on like on equal interpretation, unless like one is saying something completely different, like than what the other is saying. Like if this new translation is more in line with what the kanji is saying, and like this old translation is a mistranslation, or there's something in there that we don't like that's not factoring in or accurate, or is not linguistically making sense, then that would probably like add to the likelihood of your translation being better. Otherwise, just saying it's better without any type of backing or suck, evidence behind it is just kind of wasting it, like everyone's time and like making you stagnant. Yo, Big Z letting the people down, gang. What's going on, bro? Do you have? Wait, hold on, my bad. By the way, historic red is kind of wrong. The universe skin was never made up. Agreed. I just wanted to like kind of understand what he was going on there. Have you ever had a VC debate with Comic Curator? Once, and he tried to server mute me the entire time and then ban me when I wasn't letting it happen. So yeah, I think that was what set off my debunking him like doing the Goku or like the Kibu versus Buhan argument. Isn't Zeta just it's correct because I interpreted it this way? Yes. that's that's literally like the basis of the argument. And he gets back into that circle the entirety of like the back and forth. It's just like I believe this is true or I think this is true because of the interpretation or like this being a logically permissible interpretation, and then like never explaining why it's probable or like why it's likely or like why it's like why the actual definition of the term is the way like it's being used and described in fiction, and like he just could not justify that. So, what's the lowest interpretation for Dragon Ball's cosmology? The lowest I'm accepting at this point in current time, 5D. The lowest I'm accepting at this point in time is 5D. Is this calm beef between you and Zeta? I don't get it. Yeah, I'm not. This is not beef. I'm like we're. I literally like told Zeta I was gonna do this like in the TikTok live we post or like we did. Like I did a TikTok live and I told bro like you know what we should do? We should do like a back and forth on YouTube just to like hype up a debate. And like bang, there we go. Here we are. There's a war going on with Comic Curator right now. He's literally the biggest DJ ever. What do you mean? I mean, I already knew that, but like, what's the war? Who's in it? pizza. Um, I know that jump fire. Uh, are there better ways to prove or argue or prove GT being canon to Super? I don't think it's I don't think it's canon to the Super IP, in my opinion. You can argue it via like the Chozenshu timeline, the World of Dragon Ball timeline, things like that. But me personally, I think me personally, I think that GT is personally canon to Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods and Revival of F, the movies. I think it's canon to those two movies specifically. Yes. Yes. Uh hold on. Wait. Okay, cool. Uh whoa, so many questions I'm getting here. All right, let me start with the first one. All right. What do you think people who still say Dragon Ball or Goku doesn't get universal are they just LARPing? Um I think they aren't LARPing as long as like they don't make the claim that like Goku's their favorite character, like they're a Goku fan or something like that. Like, nah, gang. If you're a Goku fan and you're still going out of your way to downplay like open statements that are still being made in canon to this day, you're a LARPer. I'm gonna just look at you strange. Um, next. What's a good way to deviate figurative language and denotative language in different contexts? So look at my two videos, right? In those two videos, you see me openly present like contradictions or internal contradictions with the denotative language being assessed into this statement, right? If if the fiction itself is making consistent efforts to essentially like draw down this idea of a place that is still spatial and temporal in nature, but the linguistics behind the word denotatively say something different, that's your in, like right there. You have a way at proving like this being figurative if you go ahead and establish the internal contradiction that would be laid out if it were to be taken literally. And then you go ahead and shift the idea of this kind of being like not likely via you addressing the idea of writers not wanting to tell contradictory stories. Just you kind of push that idea. Like if again, and it makes no sense how people use the refutation like when they see this place is dimensionless, but it has dimensions in it, and then like they argue, oh yeah, well this it's just being done not to confuse the reader. It's just being done like for the reader's convenience. But you don't think they're not also using figurative language, but then like making these stories like to back this language, making these stories to contradict like the denotative language, but to support the figurative language. Like, you don't think that like that's also being backed? You don't think that's also being supported? And that's weird. Like, that's where I'm looking at it a little strange. Uh, do you have any debating tips? Don't be nervous. Like, that's one of the main things. Know your debate. Know the topic you're getting into. Um, please don't say things that you're unsure about or like you have no idea about. Don't try to like use big words to sound smart and you have no clue what they mean. Don't do that. Like, there's a lot of debaters currently that think they know prop logic because they can mention a whole bunch of philosophical terms and they can't do anything with them. There's a problem with that. Like, so yeah, know your debate, know your crowd too, because a lot of people get into debates with like a lot of people involved, and like audiences sometimes they tend to get swayed. Like, as much as people don't want to admit it, in a debate, the audience can work against you in a favor that's just like it's not helping you. Like, it doesn't matter. You can have some of the best points known to man, but if your judge is one of those people that like falls in line with the crowd, like and doesn't think for themselves, gang, you could get cooked in a debate that way. So know your crowd and know who you're debating in front of and for. Um, and just try not to get nervous. You're supposed to really be having fun and like just trying to like learn at the end of the day. It's only really like these weird nerds that are like trying to make it like an ego thing or like a pride boost to like you being a good debater. You feel me? Jazzy and multiple creators. I remember also Seth called him out when he asked him about him multiple times. Oh, cool. That's weird. Uh Seth the programmer is like The comic curators on set the programmer's radar. That's weird to me. Uh, yo, can speed grant higher degrees of freedom? If not, why? If you're talking about like higher degrees of like temporal freedom, dimensional freedom, then I would say so. Okay. Um. Uh, well, not in speed directly. I guess via force, like the amount of force from your acceleration. Via the speed formula and force coming from your mass time, like mass divided by your acceleration. Is it mass times acceleration or mass divided by? I have not done physics in a long time. Um, from Zeta's Phantom Zone, from Zeta's Phantom Zone's timeless and dimensionless statement, I think he's assuming that one necessity for outer being fulfilled means said thing is outer. Well, that too, but even then, like I don't think that the dimension or like the Phantom Zone fulfills that requirement. I don't think it fulfills that necessity. Uh, refer back to what I said previously. Facts. Um, they think Otherworld is not a higher dimension because the Chozenshu says Otherworld looks down on the living world. Plus, dimensions can also mean perspective plus height. Plus it's called a lower realm while also ignoring the RPG guidebook that calls it a higher dimension. Well, people ignore that guidebook because it's like it's only canon to the anime. I hope y'all know that. Like it's only an anime canon thing. It's exclusively made for the Dragon Ball Z anime. What's your thoughts on other verses besides Dragon Ball? Just give me some verses and I'll give my opinion on them. Sonic can get out of hit. Sonic can get hit out of his super form if he's hit hard enough. Facts. Also, there's like this argument that he can't be damaged in his super form. That's wrong. He can absolutely be damaged in his super form. He's not invulnerable. I low key asked Comic Curator if I had no idea Dragon Ball, and I owned a few merchants. Would I be reliable in Dragon Ball stuff? And he said, yeah. I don't know if it's rage bait or he's genuinely being for real. Shit, no, you on your own with that one, gang. You on your own with that one. Where do you scale Saitama, Superman, Ichigo, and Super Saiyan 2 Gohan? Jesus. Saitama Galaxy at the highest, Superman low complex multiversal, Ichigo low complex multiversal at the highest. That's the only way I'm seeing it. But most consistently probably low multi. And Super Saiyan 2 Gohan in the manga, I say universal plus. And in the anime, like the anime continuity, 5D, 6D. What's up, Jazzy? I'm doing pretty well. Um, who do you think the strongest version of Goku is in your view? Um, Probably Toei versus Goku, or like Toei versus Goku, Xeno Goku, in that realm. CC Goku is also pretty powerful too, even though Zeta kind of want to sleep on, bro now. But outside of fiction wise, what do you think of made by Jim Bob's arguments against evolution? I have no clue who that is. So, um, dope. The comic curator had the audacity to copyright strike my video and take it down. He's a coward of mine. Bro, that's wild. We'll react to that if we can. I'll for sure get at a peep. It's a statement he traveled so fast that he traversed dimensions with the context, given that he moved from 5D to 6D. Logically false? No. Logically false? No. You can definitely like traverse dimensions if you're like moving so fast that you physically go from the fourth to fifth. Like, yes, you traverse them, literally. That's like asking if you traversed the street and all you did was just like cross from the sidewalk to the sidewalk. You did. Like, you feel me? Regardless of what layer, you still like physically moved across those things. Yeah, like end of GT Goku. Where does the one above all scale? Depending on where you scale the Marvel continuity, me personally, I can say like high hyper to outer. Uh, honestly, Marvel scaling the outer versal is way more consistent than DC's ever will be. I'm sorry. When I hear like Umineko scaling, I don't really take it serious. Like, I really don't take that serious at all. They mainly use yeah, you talking to somebody else. What characters in One Punch Man get past Raditz? Um, hmm. Is it crazy that I haven't like done an extensive Saiyan Saga scaling yet? Like I haven't like really broken down the science of everything yet. I probably should. Yo, I got videos that are just at my disposal and I haven't chosen to make them. That's on me. Like I said, this time is different. It's different. It's different. It's different. It's different. I'm telling y'all. But what characters in One Punch Man get past Raditz? I'd probably say maybe Saitama himself, Cosmic Garo, these characters. Like manga wise, yeah, probably them. Just like the high tiers. What about God Fusion Goku? Don't you think he's also one of the strongest? People mention it because like he fused like his power with like the IRL audience, but even then that IRL audience like has some reality like over fiction transcendence, which actually would scale it. Hold on, let me. That actually would scale someone to somewhere like very impressive. Give me a second. Hold on. So Keanu, I always wanted to ask you this question: where do you scale Jump Force Goku? I'm making that a video, and yes, he's above CC Goku in my opinion, but we're making that a video. Thank you. Y'all giving me so many good ideas. I'm about to get to work this week. Who's the best Dragon Ball baddie in your eyes? I can't choose between the two, so I'll just say it. Bulma and Chi Chi in the Buu saga. Oh my god. Yo. Like end of the Buu saga, like right in that little gap of time. Like, yo. Especially in that scene where Chi Chi and Bulma are like thinking about like trading men, bro. Sheesh. No, I haven't seen Zeta. Like he's on Discord right now, but I have not seen or heard from bro in since yesterday. Um, Jinwoo versus Ichigo. Ichigo. Where do you skill Doctor Doom composite? Probably outer low ball, like easy low ball. I think Saiyan Goku's like large star level. That yeah, I agree. How do you define physical in your own terms? Gang, open a dictionary, and there you have it. Like, like what? I disagree on your DC take, and that's fine. Everyone can't have the same opinion, and I won't debate because I'm probably yeah. I mean, it's up to you. If you want to have a conversation about it, it's up to you. Not gonna lie, I thought Zeta revived your videos idea. Oh yeah, no. Yeah. Wouldn't that mean that God Fusion Goku is being transferred to non to yeah like a fiction's example of non-fiction power? Yeah. Where do you scale Zeno? Outer low ball. Android 21 and Ribrian for me. Okay, buddy, you had me and then you lost me. Zeta claims that Kid Buu cannot scale to Master Roshi's moon busting feat because he was in his buff form, and the only power level we had at the time was his base form, and the buff form increases his power. Hold on. Um, is there not like a stated multiplier for Roshi's like buff form? Like, hold on. This is where I gotta like do my due diligence and everything like that. And I gotta like go do my research and everything. Because Roshi's power is like verbatim stated to have a measurable gap. Like there's stated to be a multiplier to Roshi's buff form. It's like 10 times at bare minimum. I think I could be wrong, but is it 10 times? Or like I think it only makes him like maybe 2 to 3 times stronger. Like it's in that frame. I can't remember, but yeah, the buff form does increase his power, but like there's not really like a set power level we have for Roshi in his buff form until we like get the Daizenshus out. So maybe it'll be on the Daizenchu pages. Let me see. I probably have to look for him. Um, yep, Roshi 21st World Martial Arts Tournament. Also, like Roshi's like verbatim stated to be able to kill Goku like in his buff form. So like he is above Kid Goku in that form. And Ozaru Goku, funny enough. And don't grade ape transformations but like make you 10 times stronger, bare minimum. So wouldn't that like yeah, I think like Roshi's buff form is probably like 10 times, bare minimum. But yeah, you could just scale that off of Goku later on and like later on down the line in the Saiyan saga. Like Piccolo does the exact same moon busting feat literally like casually while weighted. Um you could also make a Zamasu versus the Kai Kid or the Kai Kid Buu, the Grand Supreme Kai, Buff Buu. Wait, no, the Grand Supreme Kai. You mean no, the Kai Kid Buu. Oh, you mean Buff Buu. Okay. I'm like, what the heck? What do you think about that take? What take? Oh, I already addressed it. My bad. Yo, Historic, have you seen Zeta's debate with Ethan? If so, who do you think won? I don't know who Ethan is. If you have the debate, you can send it to me. Um, hold up, let me go down. In hell. Um, not really. Uh, honestly, the bro, I went back and I translated the statement that Whis and Moro make about the galaxy. That is not what they state. Y'all gonna be shocked. I'm telling y'all right now. Also, join my scan server. Cause like that has the live put down. Hold on. Hey, Paper Prince, if you were in this live right now, you were one of like my goats, bro. I'm sorry. This man like be having my evidence on back door. I've made the claim in the past that like the instant transmission is a key technique, and because of that property, it can go beyond physical limits. And a physical limit is instantaneous movement or instantaneous speeds not being able to be surpassed, right? So my point was that with Ki, since it's a key ability, Goku can make it faster. Like he can make it faster than instantaneous. And I know that's crazy, right? But that's my point. That is my point, right? And so what Paper Prince just sent me was some good evidence for it. So hey, shout out you, bro. That man, like he clutch. Dragon Ball Super episode 108 confirms that it's possible to increase the speed. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just share the tab. Um, I'm gonna just share the tab at this point. All right, y'all see this? Confirms that it's possible to increase the speed of instant transmission. That one yard drag guy from Universe 2 has an instant transmission way faster than normal because he has way more key control and mastery over it. Gohan and Roshi, who are aware of Goku and Cell's instant transmission and have seen this before, were surprised at how fast the instant transmission from Universe 2 yard drag guy is. Okay. Okay, yeah. And they're talking about the speed. They're not talking about like the activation. They're talking about like the actual person's speed. Base Dragon Ball Z Trunks was fast enough to react to instant transmission mid teleportation. After Goku recovered from the heart disease and teleported to Trunks in Vegeta's location, Trunks noticed Goku's presence and reacted to it before he even finished teleporting, which shows that even in the Android saga, there were characters reacting to the speed of instant transmission. Like, yeah, bro, goaded, 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 goaded. All right, let's get back to these comments though. Yes, there's a statement. There's more Goku down players on Earth, which would take a Zeta saying that CC Goku is fodder. I don't agree with him. Will you be doing any ultimate videos in the future? Describe that. What do you mean? Elaborate. It's just 1.2 or something increase. Otherwise, it would be better or something equal to 2 times. Okay, cool. Got you. Is theory of everything fodder? You mean the geometry dash level game? Yeah, the grade 8 form is a 10 times multiplier. And like Roshi in his buff form is literally about to like be able to kill Goku like with his Kamehameha in his buff form. So buff Roshi bare minimum, like needs to be like I would say 10 times stronger than his regular state, which would and then that's openly implied, like because again, Goku and Roshi are like stated to have like almost exactly the same, if not the exact same power levels. Massively. He's good at what he sticks to. Honestly, he shouldn't really talk about anime. Like maybe comics and stuff. That's cool, but like he doesn't really like do the manga stuff well. Yes, I will. Korin's training was said to be a 2 times increase in strength, and Goku surpassed Roshi at that time. During the oh yeah, after Korin's training, because I'm talking about like Goku's fight with Roshi. Who wins? Movie Goku Z or Z Goku? They're the same person, gang. Um, but wouldn't that make Buff Roshi capable of killing Goku and Piccolo Jr. at the end of the OG Dragon Ball? This is where like the whole power levels are dumb thing comes from. Like, yeah, technically, yeah, but like it's just like it's a weird metric. I'm gonna iron it out for sure and like give you the final answer. What immortality type do you think Infinite Zamasu possessed? I'll say like maybe type. I have to look over the types again. Curator thinks galaxies are 4 light years wide. By the way, what evidence does he have for that besides like IRL appeal to reality fallacies? When will you do a video on Zeta's downplay on CC Goku? I'm not doing another like Zeta debunk. There's no point in that. Like, there's no point in that. I'll just debate him if I have a problem. Where's the link of your scan server? I'll put it in the chat now for everybody, just so like actually, no, I will not. No, I will not. Not until I get bots and everything ready and prepped. Not until that like that's done. Because if I get in that server and somebody nukes it, I swear to Jesus, I'm going to lose my mind. Are you looking for mods? For this scan server, yeah. For YouTube, not really, not right now. Metal Sonic can't copy key because it's life energy, and that's not something he can access. At best, he would be able to copy a technique. I agree with that. He'd probably be able to do what the androids do and like make it like a synthetic copy of the technique, but that's it. Oh no, I'll try to like converse with everybody. I appreciate that though. I try to like engage with everyone that I can. You feel me? There's also the subspace punch that was used in the tournament stage, which could mean that subspace is over the world of void. That's also very possible. That's very possible. Also, Kai Kai was needed to be used to leave Earth before Kid Buu blew it up. Yup. Historic. If you look at chapter 81 or 82, Goku says there's such a thing over instant transmission mastery, and it's higher than gas. Matter of fact, like I said, I'm rereading like the Moral Saga right now. I just finished the Tournament of Power. Like I just finished it. Oh, what are your thoughts on Vonki's takes on GT and Heroes? What are his takes on GT and Heroes? Vegito, Kid Buu, and Buhan versus Yuabaha, Aizen, and Ichigo. Jesus. I think all of them like are like macrocosm like level threats. I think Vegito can wipe out the macrocosm. I think Kid Buu can do the same. I think Buhan can do the same. I think the macrocosm scales to 5D bare minimum, which I think is above like the low multi threshold, which I scale Yuabaha, Aizen, and Ichigo to. And the Almighty being able to see all possible futures is like distinctly rooted in his ability to perceive and then react to these futures. If it's a speed that he can't, if it's a speed that he can't perceive, he cannot see that future. So like with Ichigo, with his Bankai, he broke his Bankai because that was a future that he could perceive. He could see Ichigo's speed. It's just that in current moment he couldn't react to it, so he went to the future and broke his Bankai. Like time dilation. What you mean? Like in terms of like comments, uh if you mean like me responding to comments that like were dropped way earlier on in time, like that's because I'm just going through the list of everything that's being said and like and asked. Do I got Discord? Yeah, my name. I don't have a server though. Not really on Discord enough to like really make one. What are the four best metas for Outer Versal Dragon Ball? Making a video on it. Like I said, y'all giving me so many ideas, bro. I would say the World of Void, the Macrocosm. So like the World of Void and Goku being able to shake it. The reason being for that is because again it stems from the Macrocosm, which is also outer versal in nature. But even then, like, the World of Void was made and used because it could contain and like withstand like the effects of all the like all of all that energy clashing and like clashing against each other. It could withstand that, and so that way it scales over the Dragon Ball macrocosm and like all the other 12 universes because those scale relatively in nature. And so based on that, we have the idea that the like the world of void is just outer, like by proxy. If it can withstand like the outer versal punches of these characters, and like Goku can then shake that realm completely, like definitely World of Void. Like I said, that's outer. And then Macrocosm, obviously, Goku's punches. Um what's another good one? Hmm. I've heard the neutral space is good. Like neutral space is okay. And then I've heard that like the super dimensional statement for the dimension that like Gogeta and Broly crack into. Who do you think can beat Goku or Solo Dragon Ball in fiction? No one. No, I'm stop. um hmm, I think the one above all has a chance, in my opinion. I think he can definitely beat Goku. I think it's a possibility. I think he can definitely do it. I will never make the claim that Goku's the strongest in fiction, but I'll never also say like that there's just so many characters that can beat him. You feel me? I'm just not gonna agree with that offhand. Um, wait, time dilation. Yeah, he does. I think I saw a scan of Xenoverse Zamasu coming back from the Zeno erasure. That might be a thing. Yeah, when I get it set up, you'll be the first one in line. Do you believe GT is in the main timeline, i.e. Super? No. So, little. Life energy is shown to not be something that robots can possess, such as androids 21 and 19, who don't have life. So metal can't copy Cell's power because it's powered by life. See, I knew it. I knew my fandom knew what they was talking about. Are you happy about the Dragon Ball Super reboot in the new saga? Yes. Yes. You don't even have to ask me. Yes. 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 Mm-hmm. 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 Um, so I don't like to put caps on power based on the absence of evidence. I hate doing that. It's one of the main reasons why like the Cabo versus DBZ Veers, like the DBZ Veers debate, I hate it. I hate the Cabo versus DBZ Veers debate. It's so stupid. Like the only way it works is if you assume that Dragon Ball Z Beerus and like Super Beerus scale differently because of the absence of evidence of Beerus's feet. That's it. That is the only way you get that pass. And like maybe arguing like that Kaba scales to like base Vegeta and base Vegeta. Did I say Vegeta? My bad. Base Vegeta. You can maybe argue that he scales relative to base Vegeta, even though I think that's wrong, and that Vegeta's just openly lying to like boost up Kaba's confidence. But like even then, you could argue that and still tear it down by saying like Vegeta isn't using God Ki in the fight. So like how could we argue that like yeah, Topo did it, Goku did it, Jiren did it. It's very possible. What about the summit meta for well, the IT zone isn't above the concept of space and time from what I saw. I just saw it was like it transcends time. If it says concept, then like that's a whole new thing that I didn't catch on. Um and Sugoroku space to me is only accounted for in the Toei verse. Like it's only a thing to me in that. So like if we're talking about outer versal Dragon Ball in general, I thought we were talking about like main timeline. Just for like the stuff that matters. Because whenever you bring up like, alternate canon versions of characters, people lose their mind. So like um the future erased timeline of future Trunks, the white void, does it scale anywhere now that there or now L reader. Now that it's there as a void, also can it be used to scale the verse or not? Um I would say it can be used to scale the verse, not intrinsically. I don't think like it, I think it's the building block of all universes. I think it's what all universes branch from, but even then like you'd have to qualitatively prove that like it's above whatever universe it's stemming into. You feel me? The same way I don't give like the time stream from Ben 10 like qualitative transcendence. I don't give it that either. Probably not. But then again, I don't really know what that term means. So you might have to like enlighten me on that one. World of Void is even by the lowest of balls 5D. Yup. Um, Summit Summit are treated as rifts to parallel. Oh, the Summit feat. You mean the feat in which in the Super anime where Goku Black like creates that rift, like and he shows Vegeta and he's like, oh yeah, what's in there? I don't know. I have no clue. At the end of the day, Dragon Ball is a multi-billion-dollar company. Thus, Goku will always be upscaled by new updates on cosmology and editors making crazy statements and comments. Agreed. Um, Outside of the parallel worlds or within them, I'd say beyond them. I'd say probably outside of them. You can make the argument that like it's possible and like it's logical. It's possible. You can definitely say that. In terms of probable, you'd have to justify that extensively, and like your backing for that would have to be based on like what's already in presence for like your previous scaling. Like for example, if you already have like outer versal otherworld, like that would probably be a good entailing for like why the white void would include all concepts of space time, because again the other world is already above said concepts. So again, if Zeno wants to erase everything and everything must go, that would include these things that are already above such concepts. So probably so. um if there would be parallel timelines in the summits, that would entail a contradiction since the summit is beyond Goku Black's understanding externally, and he understands parallel worlds. Yeah, like um, do you scale cell be well? Do you scale cell beyond 4D? Yeah. Anime wise, yes. I went over that like earlier in the stream. Not gonna lie, Zeta, you got like 15 more minutes to get here, or I'm taking a nap, gang. I'm not gonna lie. Bro got 15 minutes. Y'all better send this debate to bro as quick as possible. To be honest, Zeno can erase angels, and he as he's erased the other six universes, and we seen zero angels alive. I don't know why people think that he can't erase angels. Well, they go off of like, oh, it's never been stated, so like it's stupid. I'm not arguing for it. My dog is barking. Oh my god, hold on. Mhm. Do 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 do. Well, she's a 2-month-old bull terrier, so probably like my toe level, I guess. She always be biting the shit out of my hand. Based on the mistranslation, and like he said that like there's other like inconsistencies, and I haven't really heard it, so that's it. Do you think that a space that is timeless is stated to be beyond space time should be low outer? Nope. Nope. I've already made that clear. I've said that multiple times. I don't have any topics in mind. I just run what comes to mind. They always do that with Dragon Facts. Yep. Precisely why I'm trying to hurry up and get Zeta to show up because I got stuff to do. Like, bruh, to this day, and it's insane. I got a whole video proving that wrong. Um, I got the Toei verse above. Where do you scale Cell Saga personally? I have them at multiversal plus and low complex. That's precisely where I have them. Do you think the past Kid Buu was weaker than the Kid Buu shown at the Buu saga? No. If anything, I think the Kid Buu that was like shown to us after like being resurrected and reborn is weaker than the one in the past because of Fat Buu being present in his body, and then he spits him out, and then he comes back to what he used to be. In my opinion, that's what I think. Super Saiyan Goku while holding back and nerfed by Fat Buu. I don't. It was a continuation from your stuff. Nothing at all. I'm waiting for Zeta. Um, Dogs, cats be fighting too much, gang. They be putting your hands. They be putting their hands on you way too much. What's the best tiering system? VSBW, VSBW. Uh, CTAP is cool, but like even then, I don't know. Yep. Did Zeta see the translation of Goku's statement? Yeah, he did. He did. In one of his comments, and he said like there was other inconsistencies, and I haven't heard them. So, what's the difference between infinite dimensional and transcending dimensions? Does one scale above the other? Okay. Infinite dimensional is it's a contextual statement. So like infinite dimensional it can refer to something like that has infinite dimensions, like as in infinite qualitative or like infinite geometric like extensions, right? Or infinite dimensions, as in there are like an infinite number of dimensions or spaces that all scale on the same level, right? If it's infinite dimensional, that's high hyper, right? And above that, it's low outer, right? But then transcending dimensions in general, that's also a general claim, and general claims don't always entail totality, right? So you can make a general claim about something but not always mention every extent or every possible limit of said something. This was a point that I made in my new video, but you know um I'm trying to like kind of make it as clear cut as possible. So if past Kid Buu was the strongest, in then Buff Buu is the strongest Buu. Yes, yes, yes. I said. Matter of fact, hold on. Hold on. Let me show y'all my tier list because to this day, I still have let me see. Oh, here he is. Wait, Zed is alive. He's alive. He's alive. Zed is alive. He's alive. He's alive. Gang, join the stream. Just join the stream and debate. Like, just join the stream. Um, exactly. But yeah, tell Zed to like to just join the live. No, they were literally universes. They were literally universes. Like, they were literally the universes in question. Yo, can somebody send this live to Zeta and tell bro to join, gang? Yeah, they specifically root that they're like, okay, they index it to the Grand Supreme Kai as to what made him weaker because he gained a heart through his absorptions. That's what made him weaker and more docile and easier to control. No, imaginary realm is like okay, the imaginary place is stated to be like inside of a 4D space. Like it's just inside of a 4D space time. Yeah, like just send him to live, tell him to jump in. You feel me? We'll just go live before because I'm not really joining no servers right now, so hopefully we can get it going. There he is. There he is. Get up here. Get up here. Get him up here. Get him up here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Get him up here. Hold on. Looking for something real quick. There we go. All right. Let me know if my live start lagging real quick while I do this. Just let me know. Somebody said you were anything but evil. All right. Let me see. All right. Stupid guy talking like he don't rap shit. All right. Did I put the link in the stream? I don't think I did. Hold on, let me see. I'll do it again. All right. Pull up gang. Ugh. I'm assuming we doing like Janeba, or we just are you want to finish the Superman thing? We can talk about either. I'm cool. Sure. I guess. I agree, but hey, it is what it is. Let's keep it equal. But yeah, I'm perfectly cool with letting bro up. I got no problem with that. I'm gonna share the cord. I'm gonna share like I might have to share the cord thing that I'm gonna put up because I want like our evidence to be seen. real quick. Actually, wait, can't my guest like put stuff on the screen too? If my guests can put stuff on the screen, then like they can just put their evidence up if they got it. You know, I don't really gotta do too much with it.
Let me up, Goof. What's good, Goof?
You did all that. Yeah. Let's get to it. Where your judge at?
I'm gonna get him. Hold on, I'm gonna get my goody judge. No, he's not a judge. He's a goody judge. There's a distinction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't worry about it, man. Also ignore, bro. You know what? Look, your debunk video was cool because it was a debunk video and you got the views. But I was mad at one thing in the video.
Shoot.
I didn't like how you didn't respond to any of the jokes. That made me really mad.
What joke? I responded to the joke. using the thing at the dinner table. I responded to that.
No, but like there were some other. I'm surprised you didn't respond to the burping in the beginning.
Oh yeah, no.
That made me really disappointed.
Oh wait, who's your judge?
Oh, his name is Trick. Hold on, Tricky Wiki. All right, but anyways, he's like the king of no beliefs. But anyways, I'm gonna try to get him up, but I'm gonna see if he's on right now. Hold on, let me get him real quick. Okay, hold on. Wait, can you DM me the link?
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah, don't worry, man. I got you. Hold on. Bro, wait, hold on. I'm trying to get Trick up. Where is Trick? Yo, okay, I need to stop doing that. I need to stop burping on my streams, bro. I eat like on my streams. Okay, I need to stop doing that. Bro, how are you, Historic? I'm a little disappointed that you haven't been dropping more. I think you have a lot more potential.
Life been lifing.
Wait, what do you mean?
Life been lifing, gang.
You gotta wait. What's going on with you right now?
Work, school, just the typical.
Last time I checked, you were beefing with like 5 different dudes on Stranger Things theories.
Yeah. One of them was a girl, actually. One of them was a female.
Well. well, bro. Like nobody actually. Okay, me and Historic are tight, bro. The moment he was repping GT, we were both jumping the shit out of people who were repping against GT.
So God help them. God help them.
No, we literally killed the entire Sonic community together.
Dead. For real. Well, it's one I need to get like dead like out the water for sure. And then I'm done.
Yo, Historic, remember It's Bane?
Yes, bro.
I slammed him in BC.
Thank God. No. Is this bro?
Here's what this nigga said. No, this nigga, It's Bane. No, It's Bane. He basically, I talked to him about the Sonic scaling, and he basically said, wait, how can a 5D being exist in 3D? Justify that. And he's like, oh well, like a 5D being has like 3D components, so like they can exist in 3D. And like, no, I'm not talking about aspects of him. Like his full essence is limited within dimensionality. Are you dumb? No, and he kept going circular and backtracking on his point. No, and he tried saying, "Oh, dudes, because it's a parallel universe, that means there's like a higher space."
What?
This nigga tried so bad.
I need to get a Hezzy. I need to get a Hezzy again. I just need one debate. I just need to smoke, bro. Up in the debate, I'm good.
Bro,
And after that, I'm doing Sonic.
Sonic fans don't know how to argue semantics. No, I saw a dude using Jigen means spatial dimensionality only.
Oh my god, bro. At this point, yeah, that they might be like the worst fan base so far.
Dude, I have One Punch Man fans being above Sonic fans in like rhetoric.
That's easy. That's easy to say. Okay, Amazon, hurry up and take my charge already. Jesus.
What's going on with
What
you
you
and
doing?
Amazon?
Just ordering work clothes, and it's taking like 30 years to get my charge. But bro, trick is taking forever. Do you just want to get into like the stuff first and like just run into it like, and then we'll catch him up when he get here?
Oh, like a trick?
Yeah, because he's not joining. So
I gotta check up on him.
unless he's here,
I'm
unless he's
gonna
here already.
yeah. Wait, hold on. I think I know what to do. I didn't DM him the link, but I think he might get it in DMs. Hold on. So I'll just DM him the link. Hold on. Agreed. You can judge. Okay, let's discuss the Superman stuff. I guess we could do a little light discussion before he gets here.
Sure, you can like pick up from what you seen in the video.
Okay. So I have some contentions. Well, firstly, you said that that no time and no space could just mean outside of time or outside, or basically like a higher dimension or something that is just outside of the 3D space-time manifold. But I actually think this is in direct opposition to no time and no space, because when you're extending to higher dimensions, you're literally giving yourself additional degrees of freedom across space, which is in direct opposition to being not having space and time.
Yeah, I already addressed this. Why does denotative meaning like contradict or override the way that like the DC writers use the term? And how does that prove that that's how they use the term? Because you
No,
realize that
like
like words can be used that like don't like linguistically follow like the denotative definition and still be applied connotatively, right?
okay, what do you mean? Because when we're
For
talking
example,
about words, right?
the word ignorant is like not denotatively the word denotatively means someone that is like lacking knowledge, but connotatively it's used to refer to someone who is rude. Now again, those two things are not the same thing regarding like definition wise, but again, it still is used connotatively. So my question is, why don't like
Well, wait,
DC writers just
hold
follow
on. But
along that
like that
figurative
could be,
language?
hold on. Because the thing is, that could be in some sort of framework of like semantic internalism, where one could treat a set of semantics to mean this, and another set of semantics to mean this. Because technically, for you to oppose that, you would be appealing to some form of like that would like to say that ignorant like it just means rude is like, oh, it's distinct from dictionaries. I agree to that, but what we need to consider is that there is like more than one definition for these things. Like ignorant, yes, it also means like just being rude or being a lack of knowledge. Yeah, there's more than one definition for these things. But when we're talking about like language, especially when using the word no or less, which is indirect negation, it's just significantly less expected for there to be something that is actually just adding more to the merrier.
Yeah, you're just telling okay, so you went on that whole jargon to tell me like essentially it should be treated in like in my case like it's the absolute meaning of the word, and you didn't give me anything like supplemental to help you why like to explain
Hold on.
why.
I never. Whoa, okay, wait. That's a blunder because I didn't say absolute. I didn't say anything about absolute. I just said significantly less expected. So what I mean by expectations are not are complete are just directly opposed to absolute.
Okay, so we'll just take that down, which is like a grasp at straw. It doesn't really change what I'm saying. We can just address like the fact that you're trying to like appeal to what's possible or probable here. That's fine. My point being with that, like you telling me it's in direct negation, it's just you making another claim that doesn't necessarily defeat or prove what you're trying to establish. Now, my point here is that again, that is fine, and you just agreed to multiple definitions being applicable and possible for a word, but you telling me that, oh yeah, this is just all of a sudden like not expected because it's in negation is another claim that I need substantiation for. Like, why does this now all of a sudden drop the probability framework because it's in negation? Like I've already explained, I've already expressed this. Like,
Yeah,
can you
because it
get
would be
into
an
that?
addition.
What we just went at home. We just went over that. Like what? I'm trying to understand because again, how does
Well, that's the
being
thing.
rude
Well, look,
also
I
like
get you're
how
asking
does
the
being
question,
rude
but I'm pretty
how does
sure.
being
No,
rude and
no.
lacking knowledge like how are those
You're asking the
additions?
question, but my answer is in response to that. Like, it would still respond to your question.
but it hasn't responded to my question. Is like is my
But it
problem.
has
Like,
though.
okay. I'm not gonna do this. It hasn't. My point here is just that again, you have not established to me whether or not this like these two meanings are genuinely in addition to one total concept. I need you to establish that. Also, you need to establish the idea that like no space and no time can't have multiple meanings. Yeah, that's what you're assuming. So if you're
That's not what
assuming
I'm
that these
assuming. No,
so
because
okay,
like I said in my
if you're
video,
not
no, I
assuming the
agree. Wait,
idea
hold on, hold on, hold
these
on.
can have
I
multiple
agree with
meanings,
this.
then like
I
we're
agree
already
with this
moving.
earlier in the video because I said in my original video, because I said that yeah, someone could interpret no time and no space to just refer to maybe some different or alternate flow of time that is distinct from the flow of time that we hold to. That's possible. Even in Sonic, like no time literally is just talking about the stoppage of time. It doesn't even talk about total atemporality.
Okay, but okay, so so you're defeating your premise here. So if that's the
Well,
case,
no,
and
no,
this
I just
is
don't think you're
wait, hold on, no, Zeta,
understanding what I'm
hold on,
talking about when I'm saying no
pause,
time.
pause. If you're saying that these pieces of fiction and like in fiction in general, these artists can use like the fictional medium to describe and use these words as like contrary to what the denotative actual definition is, then you're just fitting like the parsimony of my argument more. Now you're telling me that it's in negation, right? And because it's in negation, that like that drops down my probability framework. I'm asking for substantiation for that claim, and now you're just telling me, oh, it's in addition. That's not helping. I'm just getting more claims from you. Like, can we propel ourselves forward in like the debate progressively? Because I need to
Okay,
understand like
okay. Well,
what
I'm
you're
trying to
actually trying to
progress
get
this
to.
to you, but like I'm getting to my point because yes, I agree with you. Yeah, no time and no space can refer to that. That's okay. I mean, I agree with you. You're also invoking possibilities here. However,
I'm on the
right?
negative. That's my
What?
job. I'm on the
Yeah.
negative. That's my job.
Okay. That's your job. Okay. That's fine. Okay. Okay. Everyone has jobs. Okay. But anyways,
I'm just telling you what mine is.
what?
I'm just telling you what mine is.
Well, I don't have to tell you. I work at Amazon. I'm
But
kidding.
again,
I'm
you
joking.
would have to
I'm
tell me
joking.
your
That's
stance
not
in
an
the debate.
argument. That's not an argument.
Oh, okay. But like I
I'm,
was saying before, like again, if you're just gonna like, can you like provide to me why your stance is just more abductive or more like more likely? I would love to see that
okay, okay.
with
So
less
what I'm
interpretations,
trying
like
to
less
say,
assumptions, and like
well,
along
hold
those
on. What I'm trying to say is, despite the additional, actually, hold on. Before we get there, yo, Raptic, would you be willing to substitute a judge as opposed to Trick? Because I don't know if he's gonna be showing up. I'm pretty sure Raptic is watching this.
I'm cool with that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a Raptic. Hold on. I'm gonna get a Raptic to be like a substitute judge. Oh fuck! You want to drop my water? Yo, Raptic, peep Discord. Would you judge the debate and substitute for Trick? No, we're talking about like we're just talking about points we went over in the debate, like just in the debate. Oh yeah, I'll send the live in Noblesse. Hold on, yeah. Where the fuck is Araptic? He was just typing. Is he here? Hold on. Yo, Araptic, hurry up, bro. Yo, stupid cow, you rep pedophiles, nigga. Anyways, Leo, why are you trying to go up on the StreamYard? Oh my god, I'm going to fucking call him. Like, this is actually getting me a little bit mad that Araptic is dragging it a little too long. But yeah, let's just hold on. But just to like get, wait, Historic, are you still there? Oh, he's not here. Yeah, he's not here at all.
What happened?
Oh, never mind. Yeah, so while I wait for Araptic again, so basically what I'm saying is that we should take like when we talk about like a word, right? Or like let's say I have a piece of paper. So like I don't really know how to express my ideas, so I'll just be as simple as possible. So for me, so let's say I have a piece of paper and this paper says that there is no grass or that there's no this, right? So basically what I'm trying to say is that when we have a word, right, or not a word, when we have a sentence or basically an idea that is expressed linguistically, we should appeal to what we should appeal like what the meaning we like the meaning should be appealed
The
like
face value of the linguistics.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So my question would then be, why do we take that over the contextual basis in the analysis of like over what's being presented? Because if you're trying to attribute these statements to the, like to this medium, to this narrative, then like there would have to be some contextual backing as to why we should take this as like opposed to what the connotative meaning behind like the DC writers and like the intention of the pen is being is curating. So if you can like let me
Well,
know.
hold on. If there's an intent from the writers that suggests otherwise, and there is like a contextual framework that does suggest otherwise, we would appeal to that instead if there's actually like any form of representation or instantiation for it.
Okay, so then that's what I did like in my video. Like, that's what I did in my video. I just showed like the multiple instances of space and time being used in these places that is shown to have no spatial.
Araptic, join the stream. Araptic, join the stream. Is Zeta presupposing that the pre-creation void necessarily is outerversal because they existed before time and space? Well, that's like analytically outer, but sure, dude. But Araptic, no, dude. You okay? Historic, are you letting him up? Is he
I didn't
here?
even see. I didn't even see he joined. Like there he is.
Okay, yo, Araptic. All right, let's go. Okay. So, anyways, let's just continue back to what I was saying.
Hey, what's up?
All right, Araptic, make sure to like track this. Yeah, just make sure to track this debate. All right, you got that, bro?
Who's on? Who's we good?
Araptic. Fuck. Come on, nigga, talk.
Right, wait, there's this like thing, and like I can't really.
What?
What?
What? What's good with you, bro?
The reaction time is fucked up. Like on my phone, I can't hear you guys, and like when I watch the stream, it's kind of like early.
No, don't watch it on YouTube. Just be on the StreamYard website.
Yeah, on StreamYard, I can't hear you guys. That's
Wait, why? And he is delayed. He's delayed like a mug. That response came in late.
What the fuck? I have the worst fucking judges of all time. What the fuck? I have the worst judges ever.
Did you join like while you were on YouTube?
Well, I don't know what Araptic's doing. Yo, Araptic, you might have to get out of YouTube and just go.
Or, like I can bring you down and then bring you back up.
Genuinely, what the fuck, gang? Where is Trick? Holy shit! Where is Trick? Hold on, I might have to get Lemon to judge for me or help me out. Lemon.
Where I just need to hear you guys on my phone. That's it, because I'm on StreamYard. Are you delayed? Like, if you're not delayed, like comment wise, if you can hear what we're saying currently and then respond in comments, you're good.
Zeta, I got $5 that says you win. Yo, W, shell it. $5. She's gonna give me $5.
You gotta address their name correctly. Their full name is Shallot Glazer, gang. But all of my responses on VC will be okay. Okay, cool. I'll just drop you instead, and like you can just like respond if you can still hear what we're saying. If that makes sense. You cool with that?
Okay. That's great. Okay. All right. So, anyways, right. I don't think the scans you sent for Outer DC necessary. I don't think the scans you sent like against Outer DC like necessarily like deviated from being outerversal. And look, I have some consistency to back up what I'm saying about what the narrative acknowledges, because for the Phantom Zone, for example, they literally state that it's distanceless and higher dimensions necessarily need distance.
Yeah, I already mentioned this in the video. So distanceless is like, it can literally just mean like lacking the relevance of distance, the sense of distance. That doesn't inherently mean that you transcend distance like
Hold on.
ontologically or metaphysically.
Hold on. What do you mean by lacking the relevance of distance? Could you like
By
elaborate
moving
on
so
that?
fast that you can make a certain distance like negligible.
Bro, wait, historic. That what do you mean? Like, we're not talking about speed. We're talking about the Phantom Zone.
I don't care. Like I'm simply saying, like, again, distanceless has multiple terms and multiple
Wait. You're so
definitions to it.
fast that distance becomes negligible.
I'm saying that's just one of the applications of the term. That's just like one of the ways it
Okay,
can be
what is
used.
negligible?
Not relevant, not mattering. Like,
Wait,
not matter
so
doesn't
then,
mean non-existent.
wait. If distance is ultimately negligible, then it's reduced to nothing.
That's not necessarily the case. Something can be negligible and not be reduced to zero. You can reduce you can reduce something and still not have it drop all the way to zero. That's like that's not a good segue at all. Like, unless you can like inherently prove that like something being negligible or negligent means that like there's zero attention being given at all, I would love to see evidence of that.
Okay, hold on.
Can you index that?
Okay, wait, hold on. Well, if it's becoming by your framework, you're saying that that distanceless could just mean, oh, the distance is negligible. Well, okay, well, not only are you just extending outside of the face value by saying, oh, it just means it's negligible, and negligible also just means that, oh, it's like it's not really worth anything, or it's not really like it's kind of
It
not
being
worth
face
anything.
value doesn't grant any probability helping. Like that doesn't grant you any probability frame. Like that's not helping you.
Wait, hold on. Because I would contend with this, because when we're comparing the face value, I'm only assuming based on what the linguistics is giving me. You're assuming what the linguistics is giving with the assumption of an additional,
Again, that
with an additional
Zeta. Adding more assumptions doesn't inherently make an interpretation less shoddy. That's not the case. Go ahead.
Okay, so basically what I'm saying is that you're extending beyond the linguistical framework and adding the additional assumptions of that it's just talking about maybe that it's just negligible, it's like relative to somebody's views or somebody's like perception or knowledge or like their own preference. And then it's just like kind of negligible. It's just only to a certain parameter or degree. So that's just with additional assumptions, and parsimony favors the most simplest explanation with the least amount of assumptions, which is why under that probability framework, I would actually have a higher set of probability. And by the way, right, we could also add an additional theory as well, because if we appeal to what's expected, if it's actually distanceless, if that's actually the case, that it's actually distanceless, the linguistics, or basically the way the word is already said, it's just ultimately more expected. Like if it's saying, oh, it's literally distanceless, or if it's saying that it's distanceless, right? If the intent is to express that it actually is distanceless, that's more expected. But if we go by your interpretation, there are literally many ways that could be expressed. It could be, distance
your
is
argument's falling apart. Hold on.
reduced to nothing, or
distance
is
falling apart.
almost meaningless.
Okay, this doesn't make any sense, because in order for you to get to this, you'd have to be presupposing like the backing in which these words are being used in. Because now with this, you're saying like, oh yeah, something being like stated to be distanceless, is more okay at face value, that's more valuable or more worthy than the context in which the word is being used in. And then you mentioned to me that like the word distanceless is used in factoring in, and it's more expected for your interpretation because like you said it's factoring more for your interpretation because of like it being the face value of the word, right? That's what you said?
Nope, that's not what I said. Okay, so that's
Or it being more expected because it's at the face value. And
no,
like
that's not what I said.
that's
Well,
okay,
that's
what'd
something
you
I
say?
did mention, but that's
So
not.
what'd you say?
But you're not directly like tackling
So
what I
what'd
said.
you say? What'd you say?
Okay, well, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you.
So
Just
get
chill.
to it. What's with the extra jargon? Just tell me what you said.
Ah! Okay, so what I'm gonna. Okay, so basically what I'm saying is that if the intention of expressing something distanceless
There it is. That's where you
likely
stop.
the
Stop.
case,
Stop. That's where you're presupposing
is
right
the
there.
case, right?
You're presupposing the intention of the absolution being there. You're telling me that it's
I'm not
already
presupposing.
proven
I'm
or
applying a
wait,
condition. I'm
stop,
not
Zeta, because you
presupposing.
are. You are.
No,
That's
I'm
literally
not.
what the
I'm
factoring of
applying
your
a
interpretation
conditional.
is.
I'm
You
applying a
just said
conditional.
that your interpretation is
Yeah,
literally
I'm
in line
applying a
with the
conditional.
idea of the intention of what the
Wait,
writers
wait,
are
wait.
putting
Okay,
down on the
hold on. I'm
page.
applying.
What?
Wait. Historic. I'm not presupposing because presupposing is when I assume something to be true. I'm saying if we're applying a conditional, the conditional, right? The conditional is if they are expressing the idea that they are talking about something that is actually distanceless.
Why
The
would that be
the
factored
way
in if
that
that's
it's
not your
being
interpretation?
expressed, which is it's distanceless, is ultimately makes the intention ultimately more expected.
Zeta,
But
why
if
would
we
that
go
matter
by
if you're not
your
making that your
intention of what they're
interpretation?
saying, hold on. If we go by your intention of what they're saying, you would have to be that's ultimately less expected because there are many ways your intention could be expressed.
That the conditional you're adding is literally onto the hold on. The conditional that you're adding is literally stemming from the idea of your interpretation going through. This conditional is literally being attached to your interpretation. You're saying that this conditional is present, so therefore it allows for your interpretation to be viewed at the face value and that being what's expected. That's literally what you're saying directly. So my problem is that's still a presupposition because you're assuming that your conditional has been proven and that your interpretation is at face value because of this conditional being proven. You have not justified that. So can you justify the intention of these DC writers to establish this absolutely distanceless space to where there is no absolute quarter of distance in any part of the zone?
Yeah, so I think this is just a blatant shadow box, and this keeps like this. Hold on. I'm trying to explain because I think you're just going back to the same question that you're demanding over and over and over again. And then when I present what I have and I present my abductive account, then you're like, no, because you're presupposing. Like I don't think this actually goes anywhere, and I think this just goes
Yeah,
back
bro,
to
you're
the
just
main,
saying words at this point. You're
goes
just
back to the
saying
main
words. You're not
start.
refuting anything that I'm saying. Zeta, you're literally presupposing. I explained what you're presupposing. You just saying that all I'm saying is presupposing is a straw man
Yeah,
and an
how does that
oversimplification of
follow?
what I'm saying.
How does
Again,
that
I've
follow?
already expressed it. You just said that you just said that the conditional that you laid, right, is separate from the presupposition that is like that I'm claiming that you're making. And I'm saying that's not the case at all. Your point, right, about your interpretation is stemming from that conditional. You said your interpretation is more likely because it can be seen at the face value because of that conditional being in
Okay, so
play.
this is another blunder. This is just
How is
another.
that a blunder? That's literally what you stated. All right, I'm gonna just get can we get judgment? Because I'm not gonna keep going back and forth and like you're actively saying what you're saying and then saying I never said that. Like, nah, bro, come on. Can we get like
Okay,
judgment, please?
wait,
Like,
hold on, hold on,
erratic.
hold
Has
on.
he not said directly
Erratic,
that like his in
erratic. Can you give your
or he
comment?
could put trick on the stage. So
Okay,
trick,
yo,
has
finally,
he not
fuck.
said
Go with
directly?
your trick.
Trick, has he not said directly that if this intention is there, that it allows for his interpretation to be seen at the face value, and therefore like that meaning is more expected across like the actual perception, like for those perceiving the term. Is that not what he said? I would love to hear that. If that's not what he said, please let
Dude,
me know.
historic. I think he just got here.
Okay, then we'll put a Raptic up on the stage then, or somebody,
Wait, no,
anybody.
wait. I want to wait. Hold on. Bring Trick back because Trick finally came back.
Okay,
Yo,
cool.
Trick.
Trey, we can't hear
King
you.
of Nobles, Dark Emperor, the ultimate debater of all fiction history. Please speak, and we will worship you. I'm kidding.
We can't hear you,
No,
Trick.
no, Jesus on top. Sorry, guys. That was a joke. Fuck, it didn't work. Come on, Dark Emperor Trick, command. Like, oh my god, like I command you, bro. What the fuck, man? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna like wait. I'm gonna wait. Hold on. I think he's I think he's just
Somebody
adjusting.
said Trick is not reliable here.
Trick is not reliable here. Yo, unknown cloak, you get bitched by my boy Rewrite. Your ass. You get bitched by Rewrite. Where is Trick? I'm like, Trick, what happened? No, Trick is on right now. I don't know what's going on with him.
Oh, Hyper's rewrite. Apparently, Hyper is rewrite.
Hyper's Rewrite?
Someone,
Hold on. Let me check.
someone said Zeta, you get sunned up by Drip and Base.
So Zeta, you get some by dripping base. Nigga, you're repping a pedophile. Like, what the fuck? Why are you repping pedophiles?
Why not Drip is judge?
Stop! Wait, why are people repping the pedophile? Yo, somebody watch the drip files, bro. The drip files literally exposing.
All right, Trick, you ready?
Trick! Look, Trick. If you don't speak, I'm gonna cry.
His mic just not working. What the hell?
Trick. Dude, come on.
Logical J is judge.
No, bro. Hystor, can we please just do this in Noblesse?
Wait, Zeta doesn't like him in the store. Wait. Zeta, Zeta doesn't like who, and I'm suspicious of who.
Drip sauce.
Oh, drip. Of course, yeah.
Trick. Dude, Hystor, can we please just do this in the server? Because it's not working over here.
Hold on.
Like, this is not fair, gang. Like, this is not fair. Like, because we don't have a real judgment. Yeah, I wanted to bring this over to. Yeah, I sent Historic the link 2 times and he didn't click shit. Yeah, go to discord.gg/noblesse. Yeah, it's in my bio. You can join up.
Wait, what? This becomes more fair? How? Again? Under what?
So we can get a judgment.
You can get a judgment here. Just tell bro to type. He can't type?
Well, everybody's like having delay right now.
Not a single soul has said that. So you just want to
Erratic.
do this out of convenience.
Out of convenience.
I guess.
Is the stork not a Noblesse? No, he is not a Noblesse.
No. Zeta looking for any looking for any excuse to mention Noblesse.
Dude, Noblesse is the best debate server right now. I'm not even joking. And like, here's the thing: like, me and Trick own the server, and we don't like.
I don't care. It will be. I just don't feel like joining the server to join a debate that I'm about to just like be here for 2 minutes and dip again. Like, what's the point? We can do a GC or something like that. I'm cool with that, but like, or Trick can type, or a Raptor can type. I don't really care what we do. Like, it is what it is.
What is going up with Trick right now? Hold on, I'm gonna tag.
The mighty Gebra is judge. No way.
Trick, what are you doing?
Boo, Trick's things. Y'all tripping.
Yeah, what is Trick doing, bro? He needs to lock in.
You were tricked.
You were tricked. Got IP banned in Noblesse? Yeah, because you rep a pedophile. Like, what is going on? It's me, Rewrite. I am Hyper. Let me upstage. We are not letting him up. Oh, Trick says he's trying to fix his mic.
All right, word.
How long will
Whoa, that's not what happened. That's not what happened.
W Historic for kicking out Trick?
No, okay, it's working now. It's working. All right.
Jesus Christ. You good?
Yo, Trick. Okay, so you just got here, right? Do you like have any prior knowledge?
I have literally no context.
Okay. So basically, me and Historic, for context, we're talking about the Phantom Zone, and basically I went over how it's like described to be like timeless and spaceless, and Historic argues that within fiction, time and being being timeless and spaceless doesn't necessarily have to mean literal aspatial atemporality, and that the way authors express these words, it could just mean that maybe it's like a higher dimension, or maybe it's like a different flow of time, etc., etc. Okay. And basically I'm saying that, oh well, if like given this conditional, hold on, because the thing is, there's some consistency to back up my interpretation, because it's literally stated to have no distance, and he argues, and he basically is arguing that, oh well, no distance could just mean that maybe it's like basically or like almost nearly irrelevant, or that maybe it's relative to perception, it's not really meaningful. And basically I'm arguing, right, that if we were to take my conditional, if the authors are actually expressing something to be distanceless, right, it would be more expected to use the words of it being literally distanceless, of distanceless to actually be the case, as opposed to something that is just talking about maybe perspective, or only like general relativity.
Okay. And what's the historic response to that?
I'm saying that like with that stance of I think he's presupposing that like the writers are trying to push this idea of something being without distance truly and absolutely, right? So if he's making that like that distinction, and he's saying like the writers are using that, or like are trying to get that intention across, then that needs to be backed via some sort of evidence. You can't just say that and then say like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make that point, and then my base is off of that point. Like I need some substantiation for that. Because just saying that something is distanceless is not backing the interpretation that, oh yeah, they're making this intent to show something absolutely above all distance and all, like, anything of the nature. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. From what I'm understanding, I think Zeta is trying to say that under the hypothesis that it's stated that there's no distance, it's more expected that there's just no distance completely. And I think he's trying to say that your interpretation is less probable, or like less expected.
Uh-huh.
Right. And he's saying that because we would just be more inclined to take the statement, like, I guess, at face value, like no distance means no distance. Like any alternative interpretations would just be less expected. Since it's not face value.
Yeah, you're repeating his argument and then like trying to.
Yeah, right. I don't think you really responded to that, because all you really said was just that, oh, I need more evidence for your interpretation.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. Now you're trying to straw man me. Okay, so Trick, what you did here is you just came up and then restated what he said in the
Wait, chill. Yo, Zeta, chill. Let me hear what his story has to say. Yo,
so did you not just hold on? Did he not just try to make this statement, right, and say outright that if they are making this intention to say that something is distanceless, right? First of all, that already goes past someone's like linguistic structure of the word. That's now on like the intention in the context and the framing in which the word is being used. That is being presupposed here. He is actively saying that the DC writers are presupposed or are already like essentially pushing the intention of this place being 100% and absolutely without distance. That requires evidence. He can't just say that and then make his point and his interpretation preemptively off that basis with no evidence. How am I not responding to what he's saying? What?
That's not what he said, though.
Like, wow. Okay. Like, that he's biased. There's no way. Okay.
No, he's
verbatim.
Not.
That's what he said. That is verbatim what he said.
Yo, chill.
That is verbatim what he said.
You're saying that he's presupposing the intention of the authors. That's not what he's doing. He's just saying
I'm applying a conditional.
Oh no. So Trick. So answer this question for me, yes or no. Did he not make this statement? If the DC writers have the intention of making something truly distanceless, right? We now have to take this at the face value because it's more expected. Is that not the argument he was making?
No, he was just saying that since it's stated to be distanceless, it's just more expected that there's no distance. He never.
Yeah.
Like, maybe
that's literally not what he. Firstly, that's not what he said.
Yo, chill. Look.
Secondly, if you're trying to argue Grice's razor and that's what he means and not what he said, then like argue that, because this is. Please do that.
That is what I'm.
That's not what he stated.
What I'm invoking.
Bro, chill.
Okay,
Wait,
now
look,
if
look,
you're
look.
invoking the idea that because this is like the face value term of the word and that would be more expected, now we can get into why that needs to be like
No,
an inherent
Hystor.
rule
Bro,
that I
okay,
need to
look, I
abide by.
was literally not here the entire time. I don't know like literally everything he said verbatim. Like I'm just as uninformed about the debate as anybody would who did not listen. Because I didn't hear anything you guys said before I came here. So like
Oh, okay. Well, I told you basically my argument to historic, but also I also added a parsimony point prior that if we take that distance list, like he's just adding more assumptions to distance list by not only extending outside the face value of what distance means, but also that it's just relative to like general perspective or just like relative to like subjective
okay, wait, yeah, I get it. Yo,
like,
historic. Even if he didn't say that, or like what he's like, I guess repeating the parsimony point or whatever. Just respond to that now, so then we can go
Okay,
off
so
of
he's
that.
saying that his stance is more like is it requires less or like less assumptions, right?
Yeah, because
Okay.
it's like face value. I guess that's
Okay.
like what it's
Because it's fit. Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus. So, A, why do we have to take the face value of the word, right?
I got you.
Over. Okay, hold on, pause. You haven't even heard the full question yet. Why why should we take the absolute face value of the word as opposed to like the context in which the statement is being used in or the words are being used in, right? Why do we have to take that as like as superior over the context being established? Go ahead.
Okay, well, you're presupposing there's some sort of like superior context, like when you're saying
I
that.
never said superior context. I never said that, and that's also not a presupposition either. I'm not
Wait,
presupposing
did he not say
superior
superior
context.
context?
Yeah, he
No.
did say there's a context that goes over the face
Pause.
value.
I said
That's
I said a
superiority.
context, not superior context. There's a
Oh
context to
my
the statement.
God! You don't
Why
have to
should we
say
take the
superior. You could
hold
be
on? Why should we
implicit
take
about
the
the
face
idea
value?
being
Wait, pause.
expressed.
No, talking over me is what's getting you caught up. My claim or my question was, why should we take the face value meaning of a word as opposed to the context that's behind it? Why should the face value meaning be
Even if
superior
I
to the
didn't wait,
context
hold on.
behind
Even
it?
if I didn't have anything to say about that, you're literally implicitly implying some form of superiority.
No, I'm not. I'm simply saying that the evidence is present and it also equally challenges your interpretation. What are you talking about? How is that superior? I'm just simply saying that this word can also be used in a different way, and the context backs this word being used in a different way. That's it. How is that me assuming? I'm not assuming anything there.
Back that.
Okay, so again, we'll establish that there are multiple statements, right, of the phantom zone and places that scale higher ontologically than the phantom zone being bound by by the properties of spatial temporal axes. Do you want evidence for this, or do you want to just keep going?
Okay, well, I'll go over what you said because now this is likely going to necessarily require me to respond to this. So to go over the points that you made within your video. So the first point you mentioned was that there are geometrical objects and geometrical objects entail space, but there's an issue with this. The same scan that you showed quite literally also says that there is no time and space and that the beings that are in the phantom zone are literally immaterial. Like there's no time and space in the exact same scan. So if you're trying to say that, oh, it's geometrical objects literally and actually at face value invoking some spatial meaning, then you would just be pick and choosing then what is and isn't at face value, which is inconsistent about the views that you're like posing up here. And also,
are you talking about the scan that I showed in my video where like Wonder Woman is making the statement about it being like without space and without time?
No, so like the statement where it talks about there being geometrical objects, yes.
So then the Wonder Woman statement. Okay, so the Wonder Woman statement where she says like there's no space and no time. Where does she ever like mention that in context to like an ontological superiority towards all spatial temporal axes?
Okay, well, no, that's not I don't, okay, so one, I don't think you engage with what I have to say because I think you should respond to that instead of giving me a new question. So what I said was
question response to what you're saying. I don't think you things can be happening at once.
Okay, I think you've mistracked because I said that, well, if you're going to take geometrical objects to literally invoke something physical with spatial axes at face value, then you would just be picking and choosing what is and isn't face value because you want to be denying time and space being face value, but then accepting geometrical objects at face value because it could also be the case that it could just be something that is relative to perception or like something that someone conceives to like appear geometrical or maybe just like for visual continuity or something that is like expressed in a way like maybe for the author to represent, to like be visually entertaining. That's also
Why is that
possible.
more likely than what I'm asserting?
Why is that more likely?
Than what I'm asserting?
Okay,
Especially
well,
so you're on the podcast here.
okay. So, well, I'll hold on. I'm gonna go over why I don't need to answer that. All right, I don't need to answer that because what I'm saying is that no, what I'm basically saying, right? Because I don't directly have to tackle that, like, because what I'm trying to say is that you can't just be picking and choosing what is at face value and what isn't at
I'm
face
not.
value.
You're
There's a
literally
confliction.
presupposing an argument that I made. I'm not doing that.
But you are
Like,
doing that because if you're
when
not
did I
doing
hold
that,
on? When did I
hold
say
on,
we should
because
just take
no,
geometric structures at face value? When did I say that?
Because I was going to give my argument.
I'm
Because
asking
if
a
you were
question and
not
you're hold on.
doing
I'm
that,
asking a
hold on,
question and you're
because if
making an
you were
argument
not
off
doing
of a
that,
basis that you don't have any backing to. Like what?
okay,
I'm asking you a question.
because if you're not okay, yo, Trig, moderate, bro. Please help me
How
out.
is this?
I can't.
How are you
mute.
begging for moderation right now? And I'm asking a basic question.
Because you keep interrupting me and I'm trying to answer you.
Zeta, you're making a basis or a point off of a basis that's faulty. I never made this claim or even an implication that you're talking about. Where did
But
I
you
say that
did.
geometric
No, okay,
structure?
I'm saying
Okay,
okay,
where?
no, okay.
Where?
Okay, again.
I'm asking you.
Okay, well, I'm trying to talk to you. Okay, if you are not picking and choosing, all right, what is and is not face value, then like, okay, then you're having a very inconsistent argument. And then not only
How?
that, right?
Well, no. Explain that. Explain that. How? That you just made a claim. How is that inconsistent? Go ahead.
Because okay, hold on. Because if you weren't doing that, then it wouldn't necessarily follow or have any sort of probability that geometrical objects are invoking spatial axes.
Under what inference rule? Please tell me. Under what rule?
Okay, so P1, if geometrical objects are taken at face value, then there are spatial axes being imposed. Geometrical objects are being taken at face value, so therefore spatial axes is being imposed. And if that's so, that's just going to be a modus ponens. But if you deny this, then it doesn't necessarily follow, and
Wait.
also it doesn't have a probability rate.
Is rewrite in the comments dick eating right now? Hold on. Rewrite. Stay in the comments and keep being the spectator. I don't know why you want like the spotlight so bad, but just stay right there, please.
Okay, Trey, did you understand my argument? Like low key, there's like a lot of interrupting.
All right, say that again. What were you saying? Say it again.
Oh, okay,
bro.
So P1.
Be a big boy. Come on, just you're a grown man.
P1. Okay, P1. If geometrical objects, the statement geometrical objects are taken at face value, then spatial axes is being imposed. P2, geometrical objects is being taken at face value, and conclusion is just going to follow that spatial axes is being imposed. So that's just going to be a modus ponens. And if you deny this, there's not going to be any form of probability raiser. That's
I didn't ask you to repeat
yourself.
I asked you to justify your position. Okay, so we're gonna just like move on past that. You didn't prove anything. You just restated your stance. I'll go ahead and like just express like what I'm saying. So my overall point. No. I asked you for like your for evidence as to what you're claiming or like any type of reasoning as to why I should like there's no probability raiser here. You just told me there wasn't a probability raiser because I'm not affirming I'm not affirming your syllogism, and I'm not doing that. I don't have to like abide by this idea.
Hold on. You don't need to affirm it.
Zeta. What I'm saying here, right, is that if I am not just appealing to the face value assumption, right, how do I now not have a probability raiser, especially when there are multiple statements that I am using and factoring in with my stance? I'm not just talking about the geometric shapes. I'm also talking about the distance that is also being measured when Zadu talks about there being actual corners of the phantom zone. There being corners in specific spaces and deviations in division in the phantom zone. Like that's what I'm asking for. So why should we take this and the geometric shapes, both of these things working in tandem? Why should we take
wait. So now you're just adding more to them what you initially said. Because we're talking
about I'm not. Watch my video. I've been saying this from the jump. What? Holy hell, track Zeta. What? No, I said this in my video.
Nigga, now you're just adding shit initially from the video.
No, I'm not.
Yourself with
wait.
The debate.
Zeta, we're debating all my stance from the video. That was the first thing I told you when we started debating. Wait, Zeta, we're debating on what I said in my video. That's the first thing I told you about. We can just pick off from what I left off in my video. We can just pick up from there. I said that and you said, okay. What are we talking about?
I mean,
so
okay, look.
Yo, trick.
Loki, there was one point I do agree with Hystor1c, but like just specifically this, like I don't think it's fair to like I don't know, expect him to like remember every single detail. So like you should.
That's not my problem. I don't care.
No,
what
you
think is
should.
fair.
It's a little bit weird. You should
I don't care. He
No.
came here
You can't
on
take
my
like
video and then proceeded to he was going to
You made
go
like a
along with
20
the
minute
points that were
long
made in my
video,
video. What?
Like you can relay what you're trying to specifically argue within this conversation. Like I don't
Buddy,
know
you're
why.
you're trying to give me some. Wait, stop me. No. You're trying to
like,
give me
calm
some
down.
arbitrary rule based on what's convenient for you and him. I don't care. You're not
No,
telling me
it's
what's
not just
necessary or why I
convenience,
have to
it's
do
bad
that.
faith.
What?
That's bad faith.
Again, that's not bad faith. If he's
That
already been
definitely is.
like
You're just-
preemptively aware of the arguments I'm making, he's literally responding to the arguments that I made in the video. But now all of a sudden, I can't hold him to the standard now.
From what I remember.
No, he only
Okay,
responded
so
to
if
everything
I
that you
can't
said.
hold on. So now you want me to pick and choose when I can hold him to the standard of remembering my video? What? This is not fair. Now I can't ask him to respond to a point that he
No.
openly
Of
was
course
okay
you can.
with
Just make
responding
sure
to.
No. You can definitely make him respond to every point in your video. Just make sure to restate it right now so he knows what you're
I
talking
don't
about.
have to do that. I'm not
Okay,
obligated.
so then
to
you're
do
not
that.
making a point in the debate because the videos aren't the debate.
Pause. Again, that's your arbitrary metric that you're.
No, that's not
factor
arbitrary.
into
The videos
assist
aren't part of
him.
the debate.
That's literally arbitrary.
The videos are not a part of the debate.
You're trying to say, oh, it's because it happened outside of the debate. We can't factor it in, even though we literally put them all in the debate.
Within the debate.
What we put, trick, buddy. We put the points in the debate by the statement of us saying, oh yeah, let's continue on from where the videos left off. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you can.
That's
Okay,
an
fine. You can
inclusive
continue
statement.
off of what, like the basic points, but you can
Meaning
still,
the points from the original video in the debates will be factored into the debate. Duh.
Yo. Okay, look, there's like 30 different points you made in that video. Do you like
That's
actually
not my problem,
expect him
man. Why
to
does that
respond to
change?
everything?
Okay, historic.
What?
Historic. Do you want to conclude?
I'm not
Ask
gonna
him
lie,
to
bro.
change
Like
the
this is
rules
just
for
ratty.
bullying.
Like,
I'm
this
not
is actually
doing that.
like
If he's losing, he's losing. That's on you.
no, bro. That's actually like
Teach your homie better. Now, with that said, can we get back to the actual stance?
Listen.
Can we get back to
make
the actual
a 2-hour
stance?
long video on Superman.
The video was
Debunker,
30
right?
minutes. The video was 30 minutes at
I'm
most.
saying imagine. I never said you did. Okay, I said imagine.
Why are you going
And
slippery
then you
slope?
agree to build off of that debate or like that video or whatever.
No, wait,
Trick, remember 2 hours worth of points.
Yelling over both of us is not going to get you anywhere, Zeta. Me and Trick are trying to have a conversation. Like, come on.
Well, like,
go ahead,
I'm just
Trick.
asking you if you want to conclude.
We can, but because at this point, it just seems like Trick wants me to baby you, and I'm not gonna do that. Like, no, gang.
No, it's not baby, bro. It's just like
you made the active. You made the active knowledge to move forward
Yo,
in the debate
anyone who
off
says
of the points that we made in the
biased
videos.
and
If
drip
you
in
don't
your-
agree with this, then that's just on you, and you're not trying to change up and want me to pick and choose.
No,
when,
I'm saying that.
doing
Dude, look. I'm literally saying Zeta can respond to that point right now. I'm just saying, like, don't expect him to know every single fucking
I
detail.
can expect the person that jumped in and said they're gonna carry over from the video to carry over from the video.
Bro, it was just like
magnifying
dude,
glass.
It doesn't
you didn't
mean to, remember every single detail, bro. It's just like, all right, instead of listen. It's
Chat,
like
does this not sound like Trick is just wanting me to change the rules for Zeta's convenience? Is that not
No,
what it sounds
no,
like?
Yo, Trick, historic, everyone who's like dead ass saying that or basically that Trick is being biased. You guys are only saying that because it's Historic's chat. Like we can have
exactly.
a
But hold on. But that factor don't happen for you and your
listen.
chat, Zeta. What?
Historic, listen.
Yeah, we could just have a neutral GC because everyone's talking about Trick is being biased, but no one's actually hearing Trick because Trick is
They're
just
not even saying Trick is biased. They're just saying
Bro,
I'm
just
cooking.
listen.
No, they are
One
literally
person is saying he's biased.
Yo, chill.
One person
Calm
is saying
down
Trick
and
is
let me
biased.
speak,
The
bro.
majority
I've
is
been
saying
trying
I'm
to say
winning.
this for like the last 5 minutes. Calm down.
Trick is biased.
Yo, Zeta,
Wait,
chill.
who's saying that he's biased?
Are you fucking dumb? You just put a comment up.
Yeah,
unknown cloak. Unknown cloak is
I'm
one
biased.
person. Unknown cloaked is one person, which is what I've been saying from the jump. So how am I slow for saying what I've been saying from jump?
Z Higgs also said that. Z Higgs.
Wait, who?
Z Higgs.
Z Higgs. Where's that at?
Yo, okay.
He also
Eddie,
saying
bro,
that
just
Trick is
let me
biased.
say what I had to say.
He's
dude. Like, I
biased.
don't know
Wait,
why we're just talking
at what
over
time? What's the timestamp? You ain't got the timestamp for when he said it? Okay. There he is. Eli Gotti. He said that. All right,
Yeah.
but like I said before, I'm not gonna just you already made that agreement to move forward off of what the videos were saying. So if you already made that inclusive factor known and you've agreed to it, I'm not gonna just pick and choose now based on what's convenient to you, especially when you're already making making counterpoints.
Historic.
Assuming what I'm.
Can you please listen? Yeah, what I was trying to say was
I'm
that
about to hear
when you
the ad
say that you
nauseum
try to
thing.
build
I'm not
off
gonna
of the
repeat what I'm
videos,
saying. We
you
can
want to
move on.
continue the debate from the videos. That's just saying, okay, let's stop the videos. Let's stop doing this video back
Now
and
you're
forth.
trying to
and
like
let's have an
semantically
actual
like
fucking
pick and
debate.
choose it. I'm not doing
No,
this
that's
with you,
not
Trick.
picking and choosing. That's just
That's
basic.
literally
fucking
nitpicking what I'm saying and
Yo,
trying to cherry
Historic,
pick
you're
off my
not
semantics
listening to
and options.
Trick. Can I go over what Trick said? 'Cause I
I'm
don't
hearing
think
what
you-
Trick is saying, but Trick just wants me to change the rules for you, and now he's trying to like
No.
arbitrarily and
God,
semantically
Historic,
change what
Trick
I'm
is
saying
just-
to make
no,
it seem
no,
like I'm
Trick
saying
is
something
just
different from what
saying
I'm
that you
applying.
don't- You
That's not the
shouldn't
case.
expect me
No.
to know every single thing in the video. Like, you
But
don't, you
again,
shouldn't expect every single thing.
hold on, pause. I'm not saying every single thing. That's another slippery slope you're just trying to jump to make it seem like I'm just making some. I'm asking you like
No, you
some
literally did say
unnecessary
every
claim.
single thing.
I'm not.
You did say that.
No, I
You
did
did say
not.
that.
I never
Yes, you
said
did.
every single
That's
thing.
on recording.
Pause.
That's on recording.
Okay, so we can put that on recording and where I
On God, you
initially
said
asked
that.
for
On
Zeta
my
to address
mama.
every single thing. So Trick, on your mother, I asked Zeta initially to address every
Yes,
single thing.
on
Please.
my mother.
Okay, so your mother's dead. There we go. So
No,
with
my
that
mother
being
is
said,
alive.
No,
oh, yeah,
her
she just
mom
probably croaked
alive,
in the next
bro.
room. So with that being said, right? She probably just
She
croaked over in
alive,
the next room
bro.
because this man just lied like that. I never initially asked Zeta for that at all, so you can keep lying. My
Yo,
point
yo, yo,
was
listen,
that, again,
Historic.
that
Remember
was
when
the
I asked,
inclusive
yo, yo,
basis
shut up,
we
shh,
continued off of.
Yo.
Calm down,
Like what?
kid. Listen.
Huh?
Remember when I asked you, or when I told you, you shouldn't expect
Remember when
Zeta
you were
to
on
know
basis?
every single thing that you said in your
Historic, can
video,
you stop
and then you said
fucking
that's not my problem.
No,
Is that not
calm
you
down. Your boyfriend's
asserting
gonna talk.
that
He's
he
gonna
should
talk.
know every single thing you said in the video for this debate?
Are you done?
Yes, I am done. Respond.
Okay, now when does that me initially making the claim that Zeta has to respond to everything? Go ahead.
Because that's
That's
literally
not
what
initial.
you
Because
find.
that's not
the
initial.
fucking
That's
time.
not initial. That was not the first thing I said in this debate. And secondly, and
I
most
never said that was the
importantly,
first thing you said in the debate.
what does initial mean, Trick? Are you slow? Oh my
Initial,
god,
bro! I literally just came initially.
Get him off the stage. Get him off the stage, bro. I'm not doing this with y'all.
Bro, yo,
Like I
get my
said,
judge back,
bro. Get him off the stage, bro. Get him off the stage. Get him off the stage. We can find a new judge because I'm not about to have your boyfriend just try to like chime in and like make it easier for you.
Bro, his point was right though.
But it wasn't though. I never said you had
But
to
it
include
was.
every single thing initially. I never said that. And more importantly, the main crux of one of my main arguments is not every single thing. So with that being said, this slippery slope is just something that he's trying to reach to make it easier for your convenience. That's not what I'm allowing.
For my convenience. I'm
So
just
Zeta,
all
can
he
you
said-
go ahead
Okay,
and stop
all-
like letting your boyfriends chime in to help you?
Well, he's not trying to help me. Literally, he's just
He's
pointing out-
literally trying to help you. He tried to
He's just
semantically change
being-
what I was saying to make
he's
it
just
fit his
asking for-
narrative
no, dude, he's
twice.
just trying to
Then he
clarify
tried
to
to
you that you
arbitrarily
shouldn't
apply a
expect me to
meaning
do
to my
everything.
definition 3 times. What are we talking about? He has
Oh
been
my-
trying to help you.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
All right, gang. All right, gang. Like
Yo,
I
we
said,
can
can we get a new judge? I want a new judge. We can get a new judge. Because this is crazy. There's no way.
Bro, gang, you can't just be removing judges that only you want.
Yes, I can. I've already established why
What
he's
the
literally
fuck?
helping
Yo,
you.
dude,
So
gang,
I can
that's
apply a new
recording.
judge if I want to. If I want a new judge, I can get a new judge. What?
Gang, well, why are you
Huh?
giving yourself the authority to like just give a judge that you're
Wait.
judge
Why
that
am I, the debater, giving myself the authority to remove a judge that I appointed with you?
gang?
We
Like,
can call for new judges if we've already presented why this judge is just
gang,
not
you
doing
agreed
his
to that
job.
judge and
How
you
is that a
removed
how
it.
is that a problem?
you agreed
Wait,
to that
how is
judge
it a
and you
problem if
removed it.
I'm addressing a judge that is
you
not
agreed
doing
to
his
that
job?
judge and you removed him. Why'd you remove him, bro? You agreed to that. You agreed
If
to
he's
the
not
judge and
doing
you
his
removed him.
job, I can remove him. What are we
No,
talking
dude,
about?
if you already agreed to it, you can't just be removing judges.
Again, who said that? Under what rule do I have to follow that?
Via your agreement, you can't just be picking and choosing which
So
judges
you're
you want,
literally going in
especially
circles.
after
So
you
going in
agreed.
circles. So you're going in circles ad nauseum. I didn't ask that. I asked what rule do I have to follow for that to be allowed?
What rule do you
Telling
have to
me my
follow? Yeah,
agreement.
can you be more
Oh no,
clear with that?
Zeta.
That
Telling
can
me
be
my
any-
agreement breeds. Oh no. Telling me my agreement breeds permission, and then I ask you why my agreement breeds permission because you just said. Oh, and then you repeat.
Yo,
Oh
can you
yeah,
answer
because your
my question?
agreement
Yo,
breeds
Nick, can you
permission.
answer my
That's
question?
circular.
Repeating the
You're
same
going
shit over and over again. Can you repeat that question?
Bro, there's
Can
no way. So my question is
Why do you
again.
keep repeating the question instead of answering my question?
Because
Why
you
do you
haven't
keep doing
addressed the
that? No, why do you
question.
keep
You
doing
haven't
that?
addressed
Why
the
do you keep going into
question. You
repetition?
haven't addressed
Why
the
do you keep
question.
repeating yourself?
Under what rule
Why
do
do
I
you
have
keep
to
repeating
abide by that
yourself?
idea? Under
Okay.
what rule do I have to abide by that idea?
Yeah, what rule, nigga? Like, can you be
What
more
rule?
clear by rule?
Tell me under what rule that's not arbitrary that you didn't come up with your head, right? Come up in your head to allow this idea, right? That oh yeah, if you make this agreement, it's ironclad and you can't go back on it if the judge is not doing his job. I agreed under the proposition that the judge would do his job. He didn't do his job.
He
So
did.
I can
Wait,
okay,
is clarification
that,
not a
but I
thing the
can
judge
think
can do?
differently. You can think that, but I can think differently.
What?
Say
So
it.
wait. So a judge doing his job is like subjective? Oh, you can think that, but I think differently?
Yes, Zeta. You think something stops being objective because multiple people agree on it?
Well, like,
Are you slow?
no, I just think that's unfair.
All right, bro. This man's not serious. This man
Yeah,
is
nobody's seeing it because like you're acting crazy right now.
bro. Huh? The judge
Yes.
did not do his job at all. It
He
is.
did
So
do
thank
his
you.
job.
Okay, I was
He did his
right.
job.
Hold up. Let's keep going. Historic agreed under the proposition that Trick would do his job. If he doesn't, he can get him out. Oh wow.
But he did do
Like,
his
what
job.
are we talking about?
But he did do his
And
job.
then we got Trick's bottom baby trying to go over there and save everybody's career. Come on, man. This is crazy. Like I said, I'm not acting crazy. I just said that Trick wasn't doing his job and that we can find another judge.
But he
Not a
did do his
problem.
job.
You can think that. That's fine. That doesn't address what I think.
Okay, and what I think what you're saying is incoherent.
Okay, you can think that. That doesn't apply any type of
Do you
ideal
think
over
that
truth.
judges cannot give clarity?
I think they can absolutely give clarity, but to the point where
Yeah,
they're
and that's
absolutely like
literally what Trick was doing.
Hold
He
on,
can give clarity.
Zeta. That's another one of your problems. You try to take like the smallest amount of agreements as a total agreement to what you're saying. No, here's the
But that
cutoff,
is the
right?
total agreement because that was all what
But
Trick
it's
was
not
doing.
total agreement
That was
because he's
all
not.
Trick
Hold
was
on, you're
doing,
trying to
gang.
generalize everything he's doing and saying as context or as clarity, and that's
Bro,
faulty.
this would have
I know
been
what
way
you're trying to
easier on
do. That's
Discord.
literally a half truth fallacy off the jump as well.
Okay, so Historic, man, since you want to remove my judges, I can also get a Raptic in supplement, but we can do it on Discord.
You can help that. Not a problem. Not a problem. You can get a rap ticket supplement. That's cool, bro. Like, Godzilla violates you. Historic agreed to Trick only if Trick did what he was supposed to do, but he didn't. How is it fair if he's the judge when he only goes after his stuff? Thank you.
Like, but he also went after me because he
literally manipulated. Hold on, he literally linguistically and semantically manipulated what I was saying to make it fit Zeta's interpretation and make it seem like he wasn't doing what he was doing.
Hold on. You know, Trick agreed to ideas that you proposed, right? He even said that I agree with you
on
some
some Trick agreeing to one idea does not change what I am saying currently.
No, but
he is not doing his job where he is overwhelmingly trying to skew it into your favor.
No. But you propose that he
obviously, buddy can't hold on.
No, you're
a referee has to stop being crooked at some point. A referee has to stop being crooked at some point. They got to keep their integrity somehow. They have to keep their job somehow.
Only after you.
NBA refs got to keep their job somehow, gang. They can't be 100% biased all the time. They can't be 100% biased all the time.
They can't be 100% biased all the time.
Yeah, NBA referees got to keep their job somehow. Referees keep their job by being 100% biased in other places. But I'm saying, like, my point here is just that you can address one response, but still be overwhelmingly trying to skew it in someone else's favor. Like, again, he's not
doing it in my favor. He's just clarifying. Like,
he linguistically and semantically changed what you and I said to make it seem like what you were saying was not fallacious and faulty. Outright.
Okay, Historic, you're not tracking.
Okay, buddy. If you're gonna just like generalize me not tracking to me not agreeing with what you're saying, I'm not about to keep wasting my time, gang.
Okay, dude. Even if Trick didn't mention the clarification points about the YouTube video, I don't believe anything would have changed.
That's not what I'm talking about, and you're trying to assume that as if I'm like being unreasonable.
Yeah, so then it wouldn't be in my favor if it didn't change.
What are you, Zeta? What are you talking about? You're not tracking at all.
You're not even paying attention.
Zeta, I'm tracking perfectly fine. What I just said was right. That you're trying to assume what I mean by like the points that he like or like that he didn't agree on, right? Or like that he was biased on. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that he was biased there. And even then, that's not my point. My point is that he was outright trying to change up your linguistics to make your point non-fallacious. You were literally. But
my linguistics are not fallacious, dude.
Hold on, stop. You were presupposing that DC's intention was to convey a place that is truly and absolutely above distance, space, and time. You said that, and then made your interpretation off of that pre-assumed basis.
So I wasn't.
So again,
why do you keep blundering?
And then Trick went out of his way to say that you never said that. But Trick went out of his way to say that you never said that.
Why are you blundering?
He wasn't trying to skew it. Why did he say that?
Why are you blundering?
You disagree that you made it. Hold on, Zeta. You disagree that you made a fallacious statement and a fallacious claim and a fallacious argument, and then you just admitted that Trick quite literally told you and told everybody else that that's not what you said. So he changed a fallacious argument out for you, and he helped you. You just admitted it.
No, I didn't. I didn't admit shit. Like, what are you talking about, dude?
Sheesh, gang.
I didn't admit shit.
This is crazy.
Yo,
This is
Stork, I didn't
crazy.
even admit shit. You're just putting stuff down my mouth, and I'm
You
saying that's not
outright,
what-
you gang. You
And
admitted
then
that.
Chip
To
has to clarify to you that that's not what I said either.
again, you quite literally said outright that if that DC has the intention to convey a place truly above space and time, 100%, or absolutely, that's what you said.
I never
You made
said
your-
that. That's a
You
blunder.
literally just said that. You literally
That's
just
a
said that.
blunder.
And then you just said
That's
that
a
you did say that.
blunder.
And then
That's
and then
a
you
blunder.
literally just said that you
said
did
my
say that. So
position.
why'd you admit you just said that
I
5
was
seconds
doing
ago? You
absolute.
just said
That's a
that though. You
blunder of
admitted it.
that.
You
Blunder
just
of
admitted
death.
that 5 seconds ago.
That's
You
a
just admitted it
blunder
5
of
seconds
death.
ago. We're
Blunder
on
of
recording.
death.
We're on
That's a
recording.
blunder of
We're
death.
on recording. We're on recording.
Yeah, and you're saying I'm being absolute.
And you
about
outright made the admittance that you said
Do you
this.
know what
You
my
said this
position is,
though.
Historic? Do you know what my
But
position
you agreed
is?
you said this.
Do you know
But
my
you agreed you
position
said
is?
this.
Do you
But
know
you
my
agreed you
position?
said this. But you agreed you said this.
I never agreed to anything absolute. Okay, so basically.
Yes, you did. Yes,
No,
you
I did not. I did not agree
Yes,
to
you
anything
did.
absolute.
We're on recording. Thank
Yeah,
you.
no,
We're
you're
on
never gonna find shit on recording.
We're on recording. Like, what are we
Zeta
talking
just
about?
admitted
You
that you
just
didn't say
admitted that.
No, you guys are literally hearing Historic, but you're not listening. You're just hearing but not
Oh my
listening because I didn't
God,
say anything
God.
absolute. This can be
God.
verified on the recording. This is
God.
verified on the recording. I didn't say anything absolute.
You literally said out your mouth if the intention behind or like that DC has the intention to convey this idea of a place
Like,
that is
okay,
truly
Historic, you're
distanceless
being a
or
dumbass
spaceless.
because expectation
Do you
is
know
literally
what truly
opposed to
distanceless or
100%
spaceless means? Do you know what the word
certainty.
truly means? Do you know what the
You
word
don't know
truly
what
means?
expectations.
Zeta,
None.
do you
don't
know what the
what
word truly
expectations
means?
are. You're being
Zeta,
dumb as fuck
do
right
you
now
know
because
what the word
expectations and
truly
probability
means?
is
Do you
opposed
know
to
what the
absolute or
word
certainty.
truly
You're being
means?
dumb as
Do you
fuck
know
right
what the
now.
word
You're being
truly
dumb as
means?
fuck right now.
Do you
I
know what
promise
truly
you, if
means?
this wasn't on your stream, we
Do
wouldn't have a
you
bunch
know
of
what
biased people
truly
saying this shit
means?
because they're just
Do you
hearing and
know
not
what
listening.
truly means? Why are you not answering the question? Do you know what it means?
Do I know what?
Do you know what the word truly means?
Truly got to be true.
Okay. Is the truth absolute?
Is truth absolute?
Mhm.
Okay, I don't think that's relevant to my position because do you want to know what my position
No.
is?
But hold on. I'll make it relevant. Just answer the question. Is truth absolute?
It's not relevant.
Okay,
At
why
all.
are you ducking the question? If I can, I'm going to correlate the relevance because again, you just made the admittance that you never said and you never agreed to absolution.
If
But
I'm
you
saying
just
it
agreed.
is
Hold
true,
on, Zeta,
hold on.
stop,
If I'm
stop,
saying
stop,
it is
stop.
true,
Hold on, stop.
nigga, I
You
don't
just-
appeal to yes or no questions. I don't appeal to that framework. Okay,
that's on you. But okay, so fine. If you want to duck the question, that's fine. I'll
I'm
go
not
ahead
ducking the question. I'm trying to answer your question because
You're
if I
literally ducking
propose
the
that
question.
no.
You're literally ducking the question.
Stop fucking interrupting me because you're
I'll
showing
I'll correlate the relevance. I'll
No, you're
correlate the
literally
relevance.
causing the dialectic
I'll
by
correlate the
interrupting me
relevance.
over and over because I'm
I'll
trying to
correlate
answer
the relevance if you want me to.
No. I'm trying to answer your question and you're being a bum right now. So
But
I'm
you're
actually
not though. But you're not though. You're trying to avoid it. You're trying to avoid
Bitch,
it.
I'm
And
trying
then
to, but
you're
you keep interrupting me.
but
Okay,
and
so
then you're saying,
to
oh, it's
respond to
not
your
relevant.
question-
It's
no,
not
to
relevant.
respond to your question.
Wait, what do you mean? So Zeta,
All
can
right,
you go
to
ahead and answer
respond to
the
your
question?
question, if I propose that it is true, which is a certainty, then
So
yes,
truth
it
is
would be
absolute, right? So
absolute.
truth is absolute,
But
right?
that's not my
Agreed?
position. But that's
Is
not my
truth
position.
absolute? Is true absolute?
If I were to say it is true, then it would be absolute. But that's not my position.
So
My
your position
position-
wasn't that DC.
my
Wait. So your
position
position
is
was
that
that. Wait.
there are
So your position
stronger
wasn't that DC
reasons-
writers truly. Wait. So your position wasn't that DC writers truly have like DC writers don't have the intention to truly push an idea that's of a space that's.
Oh my
truly
god!
distanceless or
Okay,
spaces or
so
timeless?
my position. Okay, so a story.
That
My
wasn't your position?
Is that I believe there are stronger reasons to support Superman being outer versal as opposed for him not to be. That's my position.
Zeta, you
And
can take up
when we're
multiple.
talking about
Hold on, Zeta.
strong
You can
reasons
take
to believe a
multiple positions
proposition,
on different.
that could be
in a debate.
indexed to probability.
You can have multiple
consistency,
positions
or
in a
something
debate.
that
I
is
hope you know this.
suggested within the narrative,
Zeta,
which is opposed
Zeta,
to probability.
Er-
No, it's opposed
Zeta,
to certainty.
Zeta.
It's not. It's
Earth
hard
to my
probability.
student. Earth to my student. Sorry.
Nigga,
Sorry.
you are. I
You-
am not your student.
You
anymore, bro.
realize there can be multiple positions in a debate, right? You can have multiple positions on multiple sub points in a debate, right?
Okay, well, guess what, dude?
So
Guess
telling me
what?
the
Because I never
overarching
said
point that
anything.
you are,
Hold on. I never
Zeta, shut
proposed
up.
anything
Your
certain in my
overarching position
There's
is not.
something that
It's
is
not
opposed
what I'm arguing right
certainty in
now.
my
I'm talking
position.
about your
So that's
position on
irrelevant.
DC
That's
writers,
why your question
on
is irrelevant
DC
to me.
writers and their statements.
Again, like I don't have to answer that because my position doesn't.
So Zeta, my
position
question
doesn't
is:
impose anything certain.
was your position not the idea that DC writers have the intention to convey a space that is truly above space and time and distance?
What?
Oh my god! Okay, so Zeta, was your position for these statements in question not the idea that DC writers can have the intention to push an idea or create a space that is truly aspatial and atemporal?
I said Okay, so my framework was built on what is expected within a Bayesian framework, which is probability induced. So it's not absolutely true.
Zeta. I'm asking on the probability. I'm not talking about the probability on DC writers. Zeta, shut up. Zeta, shut up. I am asking you whether or not your stance is that DC writers are creating a space that is truthfully distanceless or spaceless. You telling me if it's likely that they're creating these spaces is not, bro.
What can you do? What can you deduce from that framework that I just gave you?
He just wants to keep talking over me. He's not listening. He's just talking. He's not.
What can you deduce from that?
He's not even listening.
What can you deduce from that? What can you deduce from that?
Like I said before, right? Again, there's a key distinct difference between the DC or like the probability of DC writers conveying an intention, right? And then DC writers can bro, Zeta, stop talking. Stop talking. Bro, okay. So he just keeps talking over me.
Holy perm abuse. That's on the recording too. Perm abuse.
That's cool. You're literally talking over me in the middle of me making a point.
You're talking over me literally every time I make an argument.
Again, the argument is not relevant to what I'm saying, and I've made that clear multiple times, and you have not refuted any piece of that.
No, it is relevant because you're trying to impose that I'm saying something absolutely true.
That's my problem.
You're literally trying to impose something absolutely true within my argument, and I just presented probability, so yes, it is relevant because
I can establish the issues in your stance. You can't establish a problem in what I'm saying. That's the problem. That's the difference between me and you. When I cut you off, it's because you're making something and you're saying something that's wrong. When you cut me off, it's just to stop me from talking.
So when you believe that something I'm saying is wrong, then you can cut me off. But then when
the entirety of these last hour and a half, dude, Hystor literally removed my right now. I was in the middle of making a point, and then you cut me off and stopped me from making the point. You didn't even have anything to say in a counter. You didn't even have a counter to give. You just cut me off. You didn't even have a counter. You didn't even have like a point to make or a counter to give. You just cut me off to cut me off. And he's still doing it right now. Like he's just talking to talk, and he's not even making a point. He's just saying he's talking to talk.
Because you're trying to say that the probability that I'm invoking is not relevant to the argument. Yes, it is, because
that's not what I'm saying. Another straw man. Holy waffle. Not what I said. Not what I said. And this is why I wanted to talk before you cut me off. And this is why I wanted to talk while you just didn't cut me off.
Gang, you literally said that you can cut me off if you believe that I am saying something wrong. That is what you said.
How does that index to the claim that you just made?
No, because you want to hold on. How does that index to the claim that I just made? Again,
you want me to say it in Spanish?
About interrupting me, right? So if you're talking about interrupting me and you want to say that, oh, I can interrupt you because what you're saying is wrong, but then when I do it, I get fucking perm abuse. That's not fair at all.
Okay, so you're just cutting out the entirety of the reason why I gave. This is what I'm talking about. You're strawmanning again. I'm not even strawmanning at all. And you're still talking to talk. Again, like I said, you have not even made a point yet in a response to what I'm saying. You're just talking to talk. You're just
not listening at all. You're not
dominant conversation. That's it. What I'm doing is actually responding to the points you're making. I was about to go idea of how the probability of DC writers conveying an intention and then DC writers conveying an intention that's probably true are not the same thing and are not interchangeable. And that's not what I'm saying. So what part are you not getting? That's the problem. The
problem is that you're implementing that I said something absolute. I didn't.
Okay, Zeta, did you not say that DC writers convey intention? And this intention, right, creates a space or has a space that is truly above space and time, truly above space and time to a point where they're aspatial and atemporal. Is that not what you said?
Gang, you didn't listen to the argument, and Trick tried telling you that. Do you want to know what the argument is?
Stop pivoting. Just answer the question.
Historic, what was my argument?
Is that not what you said?
No, that's not what I said.
So you didn't say that. So you never said that. Not once in the.
So what I said. Okay, again, I applied a conditional. I applied a Bayesian framework, which is indexed to probability, so it is not absolute.
Are you done?
Yes.
Are you done?
Yes. Okay. Yes, I fucking am.
With that said, all he's done is just go ad nauseum, and it's not rejected. He's not rejected anything I've said. He's not proven anything I've said wrong.
That literally is in opposition to.
He's just repeated himself. So we can go back to the Phantom Zone, or you can just concede, or we can just just conclude right here. Like you haven't tracked a single thing I said, like at all. You're applying the conditional. You're applying a conditional to a probability of a factor that you just have not tracked.
I answered your question.
It's insane work.
Have to be
I've already answered your question, gang. I've already answered your question. I've already answered your question.
Okay, that doesn't engage with anything about your,
Like
your
what?
position. That doesn't
If
help your
DC
case at all.
writers have not conveyed an absolute space, then your stance is just defeated. Quite literally,
An
you put yourself
absolute
in the realm of
space,
probability.
again,
You literally put your point in the realm of probability, and then on that stance, you have nothing back in the probability. Which is
again,
what I was saying from the jump.
okay. So now you're just misconstruing where the absoluteness is being placed within the
No,
concept
I'm
of
not.
the
No, I'm not at all. You
Yes,
made
you
this
are.
was your exact statement.
Okay,
You
so
said
I
that
don't think you
DC writers
understand
have the
what an
intention to
ex.
create
Okay,
spaces that are
historic.
truly
What is
aspatial and
okay?
atemporal. That's what you said.
Okay,
That is what you
historic.
said.
What is an expectation? What's an
Like,
expectation?
I'm not about to keep repeating myself to you, gang.
What's an
Like, I've
expectation?
already said this.
What's
You
an
made the
expectation?
claim
What's an
repeatedly. You
expectation?
made the claim repeatedly that
What's
DC
an
writers have the
expectation, historic? Do
intention
you know what
to
an
create a space
expectation
that
is?
is truly
Do
aspatial
you
and
know what an
atemporal. That is a
expectation is?
statement of absolution. That is a
Do you know
statement of
what an
absolution.
expectation is? Do you
That
know
is
what
a
an
statement
expectation
of
is?
absolution. Jesus
Yo,
Christ.
Keanu, you rep pedophiles, nigga. Anyways,
You want to keep going back to the Phantom Zone and keep getting slammed? What do you want to do?
gang, well,
You're not tracking anything I'm saying at all.
Okay, you're
Like, at
literally
all.
just
If you go ahead and
misconstruing
track
the
if you go ahead, like,
concepts
you want to
of
get
where
back
the
to like DC,
absoluteness is being taking place.
do you want to get back to DC? Because you made the claim of absolution in the the screenshot will prove it. The screen recording will prove it. So we can go ahead and like just get back to the Phantom Zone. So like I said, where have you established like why this
I
is
think
like
I think this
like
is
why
already
your expectations
conclusive.
like
Yeah, historic, you were not tracking at all.
oh, okay, so we can just conclude then because that
Yeah,
you just lost.
we
All
can
right, we can
conclude.
conclude.
I'll
Sure,
upload this
go ahead.
first.
Sorry, you can start.
All right, see you, bro. I gotta go though. So.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. The fuck was that? Bro, no. Like, to summarize what happened, sure. Okay, so I'll just summarize the entirety of the debate. I'll keep it real short, real sweet. You can come up and defend that stance if you want to. Like I said, so anyway, Zeta made the preemptive basis that again, DC writers quite literally make this intention or have the intention to push forward ideas and create spaces that are literally aspatial and atemporal, truly aspatial and atemporal, right? That is a statement of absolution. I asked for any type of basis behind it, and he quite literally couldn't give me any piece of that, like at all. I couldn't get a single piece of that. And now they want me to go to Noblesse because apparently Noblesse is where I'll die at, but it's literally just going to be the same thing of what Trick just did, where he literally like rephrases and reshapes what Zeta said, like to make it fit his narrative and like to make it feel like he actually won. Like if you go back in this recording, what Zeta said was actively fallacious, and the problem with that was Trick openly like misconstrued what he said and changed it up semantically to make it fit like his point was going through. I'm just not with that. He literally said that like Zeta never said a key piece of reasoning right now, like insanely. Outright, he openly said that Zeta never said a key piece of reasoning that was openly in his point and that was needed to make his point go forward. Like what? He said that Zeta never made the claim that oh my God. He said that Zeta never made the claim that DC writers have the intention to push forward an idea, right? That is absolutely above the concepts of space and time, that is truly above space and time, that is truly aspatial and atemporal. That is a statement of absolution. Like what? Like, huh? And more on that, I'm gonna say this again. Saying that someone is probably saying that someone probably has an intention to push forward an absolution, and then saying that someone probably has an absolution are not the same thing. And that's not interchangeable with what I'm saying. Like, I don't get that. Like, I'm simply saying that sure, that was the conditional you placed, and that can be about probability, but the probability fed into a statement about absolution. Like what? And that conditional literally presupposes a stance that he agreed to. Like, I'm telling you right now, I might take this video. Well, the general conglomeracy is saying that I won, I guess. I don't even claim that win, bro. Like, I really don't. I really don't take that as a win because, like, honestly, for the first half of that, like, we got somewhere productive. And this is exactly why I didn't want to debate on Superman. I didn't want to debate on this because I knew that he wasn't going to have anything else to say in response to my video. Like, he didn't refute a single thing I said in my video, like, at all. He didn't refute anything I said. I told, bro, let's pick up from where we left off in the video And then all he did was say, oh, like all he did was respond to points that I already made. Like I already responded to in the video. I already responded to the points that he was talking about, and then he restated these points again. And I knew from that point on it was not gonna get productive. So, like I said, bro, it should have just been like a Janemba debate or something like that. Because again, he provided no evidence to what he was saying, and I asked for it like 50 times, like. Like, bro, this is wild to me. I just don't get it. Like, and then bro saying go to Noblesse. What am I going to Noblesse for? Like, what is the purpose of that? Like, yeah, join Noblesse and then get jumped for what? For what? That's why I had to get hyphy. I had to let them know. I had to let them know. You're not gonna just sit there and yap, gang. You're not gonna sit there and change up Zeta's entire conclusion to make it seem like what he's saying is not what he's saying. Like, Zeta said it multiple times that this is an intention that DC writers have to push forward an absolution. Like, and that's why we should take like the words at face value, because it's an intention that they're pushing forward. Like, what are we talking about? So, like I said, I'll take the what's the name? I'm gonna take the live and I'm gonna just clip it to where it's the start of the debate to the end from that point on. Like, and we'll just assume that. So basically, he was on an argument, then went back on that argument since he agreed that was in it. Yes. Like, bro, literally. I mean, you can keep having the dick in your mouth. That's fine. That's cool. That's on you. Do what you want to do. I also asked you to come up and defend that stance, and you don't want to do it. It's fine though. I don't know what judge was doing. Aren't judge supposed to be bro? He literally didn't do anything except for like change up what Zeta said to make it fit his narrative. That's it. That's literally it. That's all he did. Who taught me how to debate? Funny enough, I am self-taught. I don't think Trick was biased so much as like, well, I think Trick was biased, but I don't think it was like at a point to where he couldn't. I don't think it was 100%. I think he had to disguise it at certain moments, but I don't think that he was framing the debate in a fair nature. They was trying to talk about fair, but literally they were trying to reframe my points and reframe Zeta's stances to make it seem like he wasn't saying something fallacious at all. Like, which is why I dropped him. And I don't think that like that's a bad thing to do. I'm not out of my rights to drop a judge that's not doing his job. Like, what? And I let that slide for way too long. He did it like 3 to 4 times, and I let it slide every single time. Every time. And then he kept trying to do it. Like, bro. He said, you can't expect Zeta to remember every single thing in the video. A, that was not the initial claim that I made. And B, most importantly, one of the main cruxes of one of my major arguments is not every single thing. Like, every single thing would be me saying like, okay, Zeta, tell me how many times I gave a text box in the video. How many times did I put a text box up in the video? That's every single little thing. What song did I use in the video? Y'all will never find that out, by the way. Y'all will never know that. But like, nah, not really. Not really. But yeah, nah, I'm gonna keep the debate up because like this was just like, this is easy. I slam, bro. I'm sorry. Like, who's your top 10 in terms of debating? I don't have any of that. I don't have a top 10 in debating. Honestly, I would say we were only really stuck because somebody didn't want to pivot back onto like the point that mattered. And my point being that, like, again, I established how the conditional was still being presupposed by Zeta. Like, But anyway, um, like I said, Chad, this was cancerous, dog. Um, but yeah, if you gotta get me into a server to establish your ontological your ontological dominance over me or whatever, I gotta say that to sound like I know what I'm talking about. Like, but yeah, like nah. In erratic, I'll tell you this. I will never shun your ability to judge. Neither will Trick. Both of y'all can judge on your own accord. Take a video or take the stream. If you want to rewatch it on your own time, do so. Do whatever you want to do. Hit me up whenever you want to hit me up and tell me if I won, if I lost. I don't give a damn. That's cool. My point being that I'm not going to sit there and allow someone to openly misconstrue an active point that was being used and then used again to push forward a separate point and then just dismiss it because it doesn't fit the agenda anymore. Like, no. He said that was the intention behind DC writers to create a space that is truly aspatial and atemporal. He set that precedent and then dropped it down when I put that into question. Like, but here's the thing. Like, I don't think he got dropped as bad as like I would drop off Tom. You feel me? Like that. I don't think it's like that. Buddy, go to sleep. It's 2:49 in the afternoon. If it was a tie, then it was a waste of time. Definitely not a tie. Definitely not a tie. Definitely not. Existence is based around its facts. Seriously. Yeah. I'm not really active on Discord like that. So like if I don't respond immediately, don't get hot at me. But yeah, like absolutely. Discord is my name. It's my YouTube name. It's probably gonna be that way till the day I die. Like, probably won't change. Is bro gonna get some rest? I mean, honestly, I should have. I was gonna take a nap before I even like thought of doing this debate, but I was like, you know what? Nah, Zeta been asking for the attention for a little bit, so why not? Yeah. Also, did he just say like did he just say like he hasn't learned anything from me? Yeah, that I want you to take a real close look at both mine and his Sonic videos, and then really see if that's true. Really see if that's true. Because if I'm being honest, there is no we in terms of who broke down the sonic scaling in debaters. There's no we. There's a me. There's a me. The Solaris arguments as to why y'all think as to why it's now accepted as to why Solaris is not like weaker than the end or infinite is because of arguments I laid down. Like, what are we talking about? What? If it weren't for me, we would still be sitting here dealing with people thinking that like imaginary world is 5D and bro, like what are we talking about? Like if he means like I didn't teach him everything, I didn't teach him things about prop logic, and that's fine because I agreed. I stay out of that realm for that exact reason. Like that's cool. My problem is if you're trying to tell me that you didn't learn anything from me and you didn't adapt that into what you were doing, that's crazy. And that's low-key hurtful a little bit, but that's fine. Especially when I was like when these videos were never like the points I made for Sonic were never made in like a little back and forth thing. I was never giving these arguments to Zeta as like a little student teacher thing. I never did that. Like he bro just took my arguments outright and it was just like, oh yeah, this is the argument for it. Like so, like I said, bro, I'm like I don't know what bro means. Like, what do you mean you didn't learn anything from me? Like what? But yeah, nah, that's wow, that's crazy. You didn't learn nothing. Like okay, I need to know where he got Mash at Interior. That's crazy. Like wow. I would assume we would. I would assume we would. No. Outright copied it. Like my junk was like stripped word for word, bar for bar. Like and the same thing happened with Kid Buu versus Buhan. The only reason I give that the pass is because he indexed the arguments in my video one time. That's the only reason why I let that rock. But in terms of the Sonic stuff, like no. Solaris being exist like existentially lowered and that being the reason why like the three hedgehogs can fight him like the statements of him not being able to attack or like being able to harm that Sonic or like Sonic not being able to like beat Solaris by himself, those statements, the argument of like infinite not scale or like infinite not scaling above Solaris because of that statement from the promo guide, and like the promo guide just referring to like other statements or like other villains that are on the lineup. Like, so again, those are all arguments that were mentioned that I came up with, that I literally came up with it in like an indexed, like, and that they were just stolen from me. So if you didn't learn anything, then like, I don't know, gang. The general consensus is saying me, but I'm not gonna say anything until I post a video on my channel and just like see what happens. Do you have Sonic capping at 4D? Yes, yes. And have you refuted the statements of Sonic scaling to Solaris? There are none. There are none. Other than Dragon Ball, what else do you main? I don't main anything. I just talk about what I want to talk about. Like it could be right now. I'm about to get into that era of YouTube where I just make videos that make me happy. Like I'm not trying to blow up anymore. If it happens, it happens. But honestly, I'm not really like looking. I'm not looking to that as like the absolute, you know. So now I'm probably about to be like talking about regular show and Adventure Time and Gumball and SpongeBob and characters are like I want to talk about cartoon characters and where they scale. I want to talk about like I want to do character analysis for cartoon characters. I want to do all that stuff. Like I want to do all of it because being just a power scaling YouTuber is like it's limiting. It's it's kind of like you get stopped at like one spot and you gotta like just talk about who wins in a fight your entire career. And I don't want that to be me. So yeah, nah. Like I'm probably just gonna end up doing like a whole bunch of other stuff. Who knows? But yeah. The Zeta minions, the Zeta dick eaters, they came through. See, I'm probably just gonna end up yup. Uh wasn't what it was supposed to be. Wasn't what it was supposed to be. From Baki. Me. Not a thing. What's your response to that one statement that Sonic has the power? Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so my response to that would just be like the why does the word power inherently mean like strength or like physical ability? Because the word power also can mean like the ability to like influence or directly influence people, like people, actions, events, things of that nature. So alternatively, the statement can be saying that like Sonic had the power to banish Solaris, meaning he was like the person to like he was the person to direct the event of beating Solaris. Like he was the person pushing everybody forward, which makes some sense because if you actually played 06 and like you that's exactly what Sonic is. Like Sonic is literally like on his last legs, and when that happens, it takes the morale out of everybody who's around him, including Elise. And like when he finally gets like brought back to the fray, that's when like they have hope to like to fight Solaris again. So it could just be about like his personality and like things of that nature. But so there can be times where like the statement like where power can mean strength, it can mean like physical ability, and there can also mean time where it's like in reference to like just character. I'm still stuck on bro really saying like that because a conditional is present, presupposition is not there. Oh my god, like yo. I'm sorry if anybody genuinely thinks I lost that debate. You're insane. You're insane. If you really think I lost that, I'm sorry. No. All right, y'all. Look, my bad for this whole Zeta saga. It kind of took us off scheduling off, off course. But following this, I'm gonna get back on schedule. I'm gonna get back on timing. The next video following up, actually, I'm not gonna tell y'all what that is. I'm gonna just let the chips fall where they may. So, yeah. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Appreciate y'all for piping in and chiming in the debate. And yeah, it's been your boy. New video coming soon. I see y'all. Peace.